The hell is that? Because the official score decided an error, as he ruled it in the sixth inning, was really a hit. If it was an error in the sixth, how is it a hit in the eighth when there's a no-hitter?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Life is full of bright moments, but sometimes those moments can seem too far away. Trained and caring crisis specialists in Arizona can assist you with any situation, big or small. Free and confidential help is only one text away, day or night. Text the word HOPE to 4HOPE. That's HOPE to 44673. These moments matter, and so do you. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, a National Shrimp Scampi Day. Oh, I love me some shrimp scampi. You like this scampi? You know what the scampi part is? The scampi is the garlic butter, the Parmesan cheese mix and stuff like that. That's
now,
the sauce.
I'll take garlic butter and Parmesan cheese all day long.
then you'll take scampi all day long. Shrimp scampi day.
Yeah.
And usually comes a little light pasta, you know. I love me some shrimp. I'm not gonna get any though. I don't get any. I get today's Taco Tuesday, so that's what I get.
It is Taco Tuesday.
The only day that we officially recognize.
Oh yeah.
Right. We don't recognize Meatball Monday that George was throwing at us yesterday.
What about Christmas Day? Recognize that?
Yeah, that's not the same thing. That's a holiday, Harris. I'm talking
Said
about
it's the only day we
alliteration days.
Oh yeah.
Thirsty Thursday was close. Whiskey Wednesday might be okay, but even then, it's just like, let's just have the one day, Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, George came flying in here when you were gone
that
at Thursday, and he tried to say something about Thurston Howell Thursday, or I forget what it was.
He is our lawyer. That's a no. That's a big fat no.
No, that's what I told him.
By the way, as I told Donnie on Twitter, hey, dip bleep, you can't put the word stop into your text, because if you do, you opt out, because we have to have a thing in our text line. When you if text in for the first time at 888-368-1580, there's a thing that says, hey, welcome to 1580 Fanatic. By doing this, you opt in case we want to text you back, because otherwise we're not supposed to text you back.
Right.
And I usually don't. Very rarely do we text a listener. But then, in case we have to for a contest or something, I don't want to get sued. So that's why that's there. But for some reason, we've told them, the company, this. If somebody is like saying, I really wish you'd stop talking about that, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're off the text line until they hit the word start.
Yeah.
They have to text back in start to restart everything.
You guys stop. You're making me spit Coke out my nose.
Right. It's the dumbest damn thing.
I hate when that happens.
I wish it wasn't like that. And I've told them, they're like, no, there's no way that's happening. I'm like, it's completely happening. They're like, well, look into it, which is like when Randy and I used to do music radio. They're like, hey, will you play my song? Yeah, I'll be listening for it next.
It usually happens to me when Jeffrey starts talking about the Titans. I just
do you even understand what I just said?
Coke spitting out of my
Hold
nose.
on. Do you even understand what I just said, Harris?
There's Coke spitting out of my nose.
Did you even listen to what I just said?
Yes.
What did I say?
About the radio and the songs?
Yes. Do you understand that?
I do kind of. I do. I mean,
have you ever called in and requested a song from a radio station?
I actually have not. No.
So you have no idea what I'm talking about.
But I know people that have done it. Like, I know of it.
The point is people would call us the music DJ.
Yeah.
And we'd say, yeah, sure. And we'd hang up and laugh. We would never play their songs. That was the whole point of what I was trying to say there. It went right by you.
What people don't understand about music radio, you don't call the radio station and ask for a specific song unless the disc jockey is saying, hey, it's a time for you to call in and request your favorite song. Okay, that's the only time that you can do that, because the rest of the time they have to play a schedule of songs that's been pre-made up weeks and weeks and months and years in advance.
Randy, I did the all request show at a station once, and I still made people wait forever to hear their song.
That's crazy that people did that constantly. Because me being
that
the
was
Gen
the original
Z kid,
text line, Harris.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. Back in 1994 or 5, my show would get the most phone calls as any show, and I do all request stuff, right? And I'd be taking calls constantly. People want to request songs. And if you were nice, you got your song played. Or if you requested a bad song, you didn't. Or if you were a jerk on the phone, you didn't. Yeah, I was like the Blockbuster worker. You know what I'm saying? I would judge you for your choices.
Blockbuster, man.
Yeah.
I caught the tail end of Blockbuster.
So, so that is actually the original version of how this show works with the text line, was when people were calling up doing requests. We are not taking any requests. Do not call the show.
No.
I feel like I got to say that right now.
Especially not Nickelback songs or country music songs.
Well, Dip Bleep Donnie says, can you play some Prince when you come back from commercial? We're not doing that. I love Prince.
I love
Best Super Bowl halftime show I can think of.
Yes, Jeffrey.
But
best Super Bowl halftime show ever.
We don't need to play Prince. We could play Prince. I guess we could. Randy, if you wanted to put in something this really shreds, something really good, then maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, what about that? I Would Die for You. Remember that?
Die for you, darling, if you want me to.
Yeah. That's shredded.
It's probably better than what I just did, but I don't know if that's the song.
It's just like it, actually.
I don't know if that's the song.
I thought I was listening to the actual song when you did that.
That was the song.
It's beautiful.
Let me spend a little time with my Spotify and I'll see
Yes.
if I find a song that really. Cause remember, we don't have singing over the music on the show. We just
No.
play the musical part. So let me go find something from Prince that is just legendary shredding, and then maybe we'll put
heck
something
yeah.
in there.
I mean, when he said, "Let me see what I can do with this guitar" in that Super Bowl halftime show, and then just started shredding it, and then it started raining. Oh, come on! How does that not get you pumped
What
up?
Harris
That's so
really
cool.
liked was that oddly shaped phallic symbol behind the curtain when he was playing his
Mhm.
guitar. That was
Mhm.
Harris's most favorite part.
When they use the fans to like prop the curtain. That was pretty. That was pretty.
Harris
good.
felt
He-
tingly things. He didn't know what it meant, but he felt tingly things. We have a new texter on the text line.
Oh, no kidding already, huh?
For your information.
8422. Here's the thing. This is one of those tester texts. They're like, this doesn't really happen. This doesn't really work. And then they text something in. They're like, oh my God, they just read what I. So somebody just texted in randomly. Great job, guys. Thanks. That
Thank
was
you.
that was just a validation we needed in our day.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what
Thank
we
you.
needed. I mean, I could
Thank you.
sense
My nipples are hard now.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, 8422.
my chest is propped out. I mean, I could just this boost of confidence.
Now,
What am I gonna do with it?
8422, if you want, we can give you a text or nickname. Or if you're just trying to prove to your friends that this works, then that's fine too. Whatever works
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Sir Drives a Lot says Prince is absolutely the best halftime show right there.
For sure. Yeah.
There's some other good ones, but I'm just saying for me, I think that's probably that was the biggest
well,
show.
I mean, what about Justin Timberlake? I mean, he
Oh,
put on
you're
a pretty
thinking
damn
Hairless
NSYNC.
Justin Timberlake?
NSYNC
No,
was pretty
Justin
good.
Timberlake.
Okay.
put on
As
a pretty
Prince
good
would
halftime
say, nothing compares to Prince. Yeah.
Mm.
That's why I don't
I think that 2002 halftime show, you had NSYNC, you had Steven Tyler and Aerosmith right there. And
Yeah.
the quarterbacks were Trent Dilfer and Kerry Collins. I think white culture peaked in 2002.
whole lot of hunky on that show.
Yeah. Yeah. They're two
Average
gay
Joe
men.
Joe.
playing
a hunky
quarterbacks.
going on.
Average Joe says, "Hey Randy, did you see Josh Berry explode that bird with his car this weekend?
Yeah.
Clearly, that bird was just done with life because no
Yeah.
way a bird should be around a racetrack that
No,
loud.
no.
Maybe the bird was deaf.
That bird's got to
Could be.
understand and take
Could be.
proper
Yeah.
precautions.
Guess what? The bird don't hear nothing now.
No.
Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago, says, "Can you play Misty for me?" Can I just
Oh,
say that's
boy,
the only
that's-
time I've ever seen a man
Wow.
punch a woman and been like, "Hell yeah!"
Wow, that is
In that
back
movie,
in the
when
day.
Clint
That was
Eastwood
creepy.
just
Oh yeah.
boom hits that stalker,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
crazy murderous stalker lady.
Wasn't that that wasn't Sybil Danning, that was Channing Stockard. Wasn't that Channing Stockard in that movie?
I don't
Oh
know.
my God, now I have to look it up.
I barely
Ah.
remember the movie.
Don't
Yeah,
worry,
but
Randy. You
if
can
you're a
do it.
DJ, you got to watch that movie.
My dad
the
is a
Berg
DJ.
says, name the new texter, not Triple H. Well, I'm going to let the new texter be whatever he wants to be.
Oh, it's Jessica Walter. Sorry, my bad.
Mr. Pink Eye
Jessica
says,
Walter.
You're forgiven, Randy.
breaking news, he says, Shedeur Sanders traded to the Falcons. He says, nah, it's just another prank call.
Yeah, wasn't that funny?
That guy who prank called him, I can't believe.
Can I be honest? It was funny. But I mean,
I thought it was Jeffrey was behind it until I heard what happened.
It's probably Ralph.
That is too cruel. I wouldn't do that. That was too cruel a joke. And of course, it was going to be some dip bleep teenager sitting on a couch going, I found this number from my dad's iPad. And he just starts harassing somebody. I mean, on any other day, but not that day.
Have we ruled out Ralph being involved? I mean, I've heard that guy talk about
Well,
Shedeur
since,
Sanders. Like, since
Jax
the anger.
Ulbrich from the Falcons actually admitted to it, Harris,
Maybe Ralph gave him
we
a push.
can rule him out from this. Average
not gonna
Joe
get past it.
says Bat Dance. That was Prince's best song. You want to bring up Bat Dance? Because I
Bat
think
Dance.
that's Average Joe just trying to be funny. But now I remember he did do something for one of the Batman movies. And I'm pretty sure that there's no swearing in it. So I think we could just play some of it and see how it goes. I mean, listen,
Bat
it's Shrimp Scampi Day. If we can't play a Prince clip today, what day could we do it?
Right. Yeah.
What
that's a
day,
good point.
Randy?
I don't know what day. I'm looking. I'm getting close here. Bat Dance. I'm getting closer here.
That was. Do you have Spotify? Is that where you find your music, or do you find it somewhere else?
No, I have it on my iTunes here.
Was that supposed to be the Joker? Is that from the first movie?
This is Bat Dance here.
Bat Dance.
All right. I don't remember this.
You don't remember that? I don't remember it either.
Average Joe says he's absolutely serious. The guitar solo in that and 3 transitions are amazing. Are we allowed to?
Oh, it's a great song.
I don't know.
Yeah, Moist One, we know
I
you can
nailed
make your
that.
bat dance. That's enough. I mean, it's not enough music. Find the solo.
Sorry.
Find the solo. Sorry.
Well,
I was telling him it was enough.
Trying to find
You
this.
guys
solo
heard me
here.
nail that line.
Yeah, he got a lot of samples from the movie and worked that in. Dear God, this is ultimate 80s right here.
This is I love it. I love this.
You never heard it before, Harris?
No, I have heard this before.
You have?
Yeah, Bat Dance.
Why haven't we heard this?
I think I feel like I have. I'm a big Batman guy, so.
I don't know if this works as bumper music though. I love that we have
It
our show
sounds
meetings
familiar.
on air.
This is that shredding guitar solo.
This is
Obviously.
a solo?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So is this Prince?
This is
I
Prince.
don't know if this is
Yeah,
Prince's
That's
best work.
Prince. That's Prince's song right there called Bat Dance. As a matter
Tell
of
you
fact,
Average Joe, we'll take a listen to it off air and get a sense for it. I'm sure you're right. There's some really great stuff in there. I just hadn't heard it yet. But go ahead, Randy. You were saying?
I can't remember. Here we go. I can't remember what I was going to say. But this is that "I Would Die for You" song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of shredding right there.
No, it's not shredding. That's just a
Hmm.
keyboard.
Well,
You
I
never
mean-
gonna say a keyboard is shredding, or
Well,
else
that's true.
everybody
I mean-
still today would have that keyboard that looks like a guitar, and they stand there playing it, and it's like, dude, just put that down.
Yeah,
Put that down.
Prince had one of those too.
Put that down. Just put it down, Prince.
Yeah,
put it down.
put it down.
Put it down.
Hmm.
I'll tell you what. Off air, we will explore the Prince songs, and I will find just the right one for the show because it's got to fit the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is a rock alternative kind of vibe. I mean, Randy intertwines in different bits of music here and there that kind of go, but it's like a party. It's like, can't have something that's like so far away from our norm. You know what I'm saying?
No, we have. Yeah. We got some pretty hot stuff.
We got a vibe we got working here. We can't just suddenly just
I
do
mean-
something completely different. There you go. That you can do. You can do that.
There you go. Is this one? That's the one you want?
Maybe.
All right. All right.
I really think we should sleep on it.
Sleep on it.
Not together, Randy.
Can I
Take
do it
easy.
right now? Can I sleep on it right now?
We figured you were asleep already. We're not good. We're trying not to wake you up over here.
Yeah, I mean, good call. Good call.
So we got to wake up somebody, and I'll tell you who that is. The Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the New York Mets at 4:10. You can find that on Major League Baseball Network. But the Diamondbacks ain't been doing so hot lately, Randy. We talked about how the bullpen is not really living up to what they need to.
No.
And we've talked about how the least of them is the best of them when it comes to the pitching. So here we are. We are 15-13, and the Mets probably favored in this. I don't know. What's the betting line on? Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah,
The Mets are
the
rolling.
Mets are playing good baseball right now.
Well,
and
they're only favored by 1.5.
Well, they're playing good baseball right now. But here's the thing that I want to look at is what's wrong with Zach Gallen. He's 1-4 with a 5.57 ERA.
Man, yeah, that's.
I mean, what does that tell you about
bleeping
Zach
Gallen?
Zach Gallen, 1-4 with a 5.57 ERA. When your ace, when your stud, your big horse goes out there and he's 1-4 with a 5.57 ERA, I think that pretty much says all you need to say about the Diamondbacks' starting pitching rotation, except for Brandon Pfaadt.
Yeah, Fat Brandon is the bright spot. But okay, so if our pitching staff is struggling, are we looking at coaching? Are we looking at each individual has their own story?
They got rid of a great pitching coach from last year. I don't know if he retired or he was let go or if they parted company amicably, but 1-4 with a 5.57. That just has to tell you Zach Gallen's not in a good place right now.
Yeah,
he is a guy that can usually go out and he throws in the low to mid 2s to low 3s. That's right where Zach Gallen lives as far as ERA goes. And when he's got a 5.57 ERA, that is particularly troubling and only 35 strikeouts so far in 25. Only 35 strikeouts in 5 games. So that's got to tell you a lot about what's going on with Zach Gallen. I don't know if he's dealing with an injury. I don't know if he's just not comfortable. I don't know anything that's going on. You got Zach Gallen, you got Merrill Kelly that's also struggling. He's been inconsistent, and then a core of guys in the bullpen that can't seem to find the plate. They find the plate, they find the meat of the plate. The other teams are feasting off of them.
Yeah, Randy. Well, something that's interesting to me is his velo is a little bit down. His velo is a little bit down.
Harris, hold on. Randy, do you know what velo is?
Yeah, velocity.
Velocity.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure because he's using all these sabermetric terms now.
Yeah. How hard you throw.
We may need
velocity is down.
We may need to tell everybody what that means.
Velocity. His velocity is a little bit down, but it's not significantly down. One thing that is down is his chase rate this year. Chase rate is guys that swing when it's out of the strike zone, right? And his chase rate this year is at 23%. Last year, it was at 30%. So that drop off tells me it's not his velo that's a concern. It's the fact that he's not getting as much deceptive movement as usual. So his breaking balls are a little bit off. That's what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, is breaking pitch. But I think as it gets warmer, throughout the summer in different places that he goes, I think his stuff will begin to take shape. He lives and dies by that. It's a sinker. He lives and dies by that sinker. And when it's on, it is devastating. Remember that game that was it against the Yankees or I think it was against the Yankees when he had like 13 Ks. Yeah, it was the Yankees on April 2nd. That game is Zach Gallen right there. But he hasn't shown that kind of incredible pitching since that game. He has gone 4 2/3. He's gone 6. He's given up 5 runs. He's only had 5 strikeouts. He's given up 6 runs. He against the Braves, his last outing, he pitched 5, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. 3 of them were earned runs. He only had 6 strikeouts in those 6 innings or 5 innings. But it doesn't mean anything if you can't get that sinker working. So we'll have to wait and see what's for me, the school is still out on Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly. I mean, I could bring up his stats and it would tell you kind of the same story. It's just a very inconsistent starting rotation. Corbin Burns, the same thing. A very inconsistent starting rotation. I mean, the team seems to be hitting the ball. It's not a matter of scoring a lot of runs or scoring enough runs to win a ball game. It's that their pitching staff can't hold a game or close a game.
Yeah, it's completely identified what the issue is, and hopefully somebody's going to be doing something about it. So now, Harris, when you start using velo and chase and all that stuff, always great to use the full word so people know what you're talking about. But also, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you know why Randy calls a strike a K?
No.
Do you know why they do that?
Why they call it a knockout, right? Short for knockout.
Nope.
So that's 3.
In baseball, strikeouts referred to a K because the letter K was the last letter available to Henry Chadwick, who developed baseball's first scorecard back in the mid-19th century.
I did not know
He
that.
used single letters to represent different events, and S was already used for sacrifice. So he used K, and then that, because it was the last letter in struck.
That's
struck
very
out.
interesting.
So that's why K was a common term for a batter getting struck out.
Love to hear that. Thanks for telling me that, Jeffrey. I honestly thought it was because it was short for knockout. That's
I
what
just
I
thought
assumed.
everybody in baseball was racist and it was KKK. And they're like, look, I thought, wow, this is bad. Turns out, no, it's just that's the way the first scorecard went. Moist One says Gallen has low T and his libido is below average.
I see.
Well,
Yeah.
Moist One should know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harris's dad says best Prince DMSR. Don't know what that stands for.
DMSR. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But it's on the tip of my tongue somewhere.
DMSR.
DMSR.
So I just explained to everybody what a K was for.
Oh, it's
Harris
a song.
explained to everybody
It's a
what
song
velo
by
was for.
Prince.
So that's the name of the song?
Yeah, DMSR. A song by Prince in 1982.
We'll have to look it up. But we
Yep.
got to take a break right now, and then we'll come back. I don't know. Something else. The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
My best friend died suddenly, and now his wife and kids have to move out of their house. I had no idea he didn't have life insurance. If I could go back, I'd tell him how easy and affordable protecting your family can be with SelectQuote. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 life insurance policy for only $18 a month. They compare many of the nation's most highly rated insurance carriers to find the right coverage and price for your needs. In the last 40 years, they've helped more than 2 million families secure over $700 billion in coverage. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. Don't wait until it's too late. Get peace of mind that your loved ones are protected with life insurance.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-480-5454 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-480-5454. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-480-5454.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com. When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out. Because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your big oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen.
And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese. I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
It's the bone-crushing hits. The searing sounds of training camp. Come on, knock your ass back! Okay, so great. Let's go! Soon, the new recruits will show up for minicamp. And then, it's down to business in training camp. When it comes to the NFL, we talk about it. We're 1580 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for the NFL.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Justin Tiff is on the text line. Says, hey, sorry I couldn't make the Saturday night show with Life Sleeper. Had a family emergency. Hopefully next time. Uber still charged me minimum for canceling. Sorry to hear that, dude. But yeah, my wife and I were out there, and I even got the T-shirt. It's a good-looking T-shirt, Randy. Average Joe says, Darling Nikki is Moist One's favorite Prince song. And do not play that one over the air. Oh, I'm aware of Darling Nikki.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says that DMSR stands for Dance, Music, Sex, and Romance. I feel like basically that describes Prince in 4 words right there.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Moist One, I can't read that. Big George says, Happy Taco Tuesday. He says, yes, Zach Gallen is struggling unless he's playing in New York. So he should dominate Thursday against the Mets in New York. I predict Diamondbacks will win 2 out of 3 in New York against the Mets. Go Diamondbacks. All at the same time as he's, holding back a fire Torey Lovello thought process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is just a fact.
Not for it.
By the way, the Bucks, who lost Lillard, they came out of the gate and they were up like 11-0 over the Pacers, and the Pacers just now started clawing back in the first. It's 20-8 Bucks over the Pacers.
Wow.
Right now. Of course, the Bucks are going to give it a go, but everything will even out, and the Pacers should take care of business and move on past the Bucks.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't do it without Lillard.
No, winning the whole thing, they can. I don't know if they can come back 3-1 without Dame. That would be hard.
Mhm.
Unlikely, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm. So, Randy, hey, Diamondbacks struggling a little bit right now, but at least they're not the Rockies. The Rockies
Yes.
have won 4 games. They've lost 24. They are off
Yep.
to the worst start in modern National League history after they lost to the Braves. So right now, yes, they have lost 24 games, and it hasn't. This will give you an idea. Not since the 2003 Detroit Tigers has anyone had a bad start like this.
Yeah, this is we're watching something happen here, and I venture to say this could be the worst season in Rockies' rich and wonderful history.
Maybe
And,
MLB history.
Yeah, maybe
It's like their expansion team all over again. Remember that?
It's like baseball is playing against a minor league club on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
By the way, when did the Rockies start?
Oh, way back. The Rockies originated in the early 90s.
Are you sure? Because
1993.
All right.
Yeah,
First game.
93.
Good call, Randy.
Thank
Good
you.
call. The Rockies are at such a disadvantage when getting guys too, because no one wants to pitch there. Like
Yeah,
that's their
pitchers
issue.
don't want to pitch there,
Pitchers
yeah.
do not want to pitch there, but I mean,
That because the altitude and the
yeah, the
thin air.
altitude. You get so many home runs at Coors. It makes a vast difference. Every pitcher for them, 4.75 ERA is the lowest. They have a 5.4 as a team. But not just that. This is the puzzling part. The Rockies as a whole are batting 212. 212.
Yeah.
So how is it so easy to hit in that stadium, but yet half the time all they can manage is that?
They just don't have a farm system right now that is worth anything. And I believe that their front office people don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say anything, disrespectful. But I just don't feel like they're making good decisions.
Yeah, Randy. I mean, that's shown. The thing about the Rockies is they tried with Chris Bryant. They gave him all that money. That has not worked out.
Oh no, he's been injured ever since he got there.
He's been injured. He's been seemingly checked out. He had a couple quotes. I don't know if you remember where he was sort of hinting at being traded. He wasn't sure if he wanted to be there. And so he's a little bit checked out. It's just a bunch of young players. Ryan McMahon hasn't been what we thought he'd be. Yeah, it's a dumpster fire.
Well, at least it's not our dumpster fire.
That's right.
Righto.
Yep.
We're struggling, but we're not those guys. So at least we got that going for us.
Yep. Way to find the positive, Jeffrey.
So the Washington Nationals thought, okay, let's have pups in the park night, right? They did that last Friday.
Right.
And it was a great idea because people love that, right? They bring their dog and they go to a game and, it's just kind of fun. You get some photos, you and your best friend at the dog park, whatever. But then somebody put up this thing and they're like, oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but there's going to be post-game fireworks.
Oh, boy.
How dumb is that?
No.
They're like, hey, by the way, you might want to get the hell out of here because right after the game, we're going to scare the living bleep out of your dog.
Those dogs are going to freak out.
Yeah.
So, there's people that were very upset about that. And, a lot of people had to leave early. And it did. The fireworks did disturb quite a few. Just how dumb is that, Nationals?
Yeah, dogs can hear, I think, like 6 times the level that humans can hear too. So like that's like, detrimental to them.
That's why women like them more than they like us. They actually can hear and listen to
Well,
them.
we have selective hearing. That's always, my granddad won't get the hearing aid, and my grandma's been begging him to get the hearing aid. So he has selective hearing loss, as we call it.
All men have selective hearing loss.
I do sometimes. It's a condition.
I have legit hearing loss, so then that
you
helps
do?
perpetrate that.
That's right.
Huh? What? Just the Tip says Randy Savannah Bananas sold out a few 80,000 seat stadiums recently.
Hey, good for them. How about that, huh?
It ain't real baseball, but it's more like Globies baseball. I think he means the Globetrotters baseball.
Randy.
I watched a game the other day against the Party Animals, and the umpires get into the act. It's a lot of fun to watch, but it's not professional baseball.
I can see Just the Tip agree. It's fun. It's selling tickets, but it ain't real.
Yeah.
It's Globetrotters fun.
Yeah.
Fish Tank says, can you name anyone on the Rockies not named Chris Bryant?
Heck yeah. Are you kidding me? Well, first off, I'm at an advantage here because there's 2 Vols, University of Tennessee guys that play for the Rockies, Chase Dolander who's had a rocky start. I get it. And Jordan Beck, who is absolutely raking right now. So, yes, I can.
He's the only one.
He is the only. He's the only
which
one.
is unfortunate for a great franchise.
Yeah.
Fish Tank also says he watched the Braves play the Rockies last night, and he was like, "Who the hell are these people?"
Yeah.
What? I can't recognize anyone in this team.
Some of them are like NPC made spawns. Like, where did you come from? You know, you just
right.
see
They're just bumping into the umpire.
Yeah. They're just like robotic. Yeah.
Beer Bob says the Rockies only have a farm system. The bad thing is it's a farm system for Major League and not for Colorado. Because as soon as the guys get good, they don't want to play them there, and then the players get traded.
Yeah, they also have a cheap owner.
Yeah, I believe the Rockies have become the Pirates of the West Coast.
Pretty accurate. Accurate.
What other place is like the Rockies?
Well,
what I mean is not a bad team. I'm saying if people don't want to pitch or hit, or I mean they want to hit there. If that's a problem for that stadium, what other stadium is similar to that because of the altitude?
A Yankee Stadium is much like that because Yankee Stadium. There's a jet stream there that blows out to right center field. So all you got to do is get the ball up in that jet stream because of the way the building is made.
It is,
and it will take it right out. And you can see why, because if you look in right center field, there's a second deck that comes up to this point. Then there's an opening that blows through the stadium in the right center field area. And then there are seats that are not quite as high as that second deck set of seating. And that's where that jet stream is blowing out of the stadium. So Yankee Stadium is getting that way. It used to be in Miami, but which I know it's hard to believe, but Miami was a hitter's ballpark for a while. I don't know what changed there, but Boston has been a known hitter's ballpark. I mean, Washington, the Nationals ballpark is a hitter's ballpark. The Giants, San Francisco Giants, that's not a hitter's ballpark.
No.
There's a very short right field porch because Barry Bonds opened up that park, and he was in a home run chase, and so they wanted to give him the advantage there. But it's a very cavernous park, so it's hard to get one out of there.
No one reaches the Rockies level though, in terms of altitude, in terms of added juice naturally because of the altitude. Everything's lighter, so that ball can just boom.
Well, and Phoenix is that way. Phoenix is much
to a certain extent, not to that extent.
Is known as a hitter's ballpark. It's legendary how Kurt Schilling he had a specific way he wanted the stadium. We all know they've got the big panels, the outfield panels that go on the outfield in right and left field. He wanted those closed. You could have the roof open, and if you had the roof open and those panels open, it made for a very light baseball, and it would travel a long way. However, if you have the roof open and you have those panels closed, guess what happens? Negative air pressure holds the ball in the ballpark. Believe it or not.
Yeah, but you can't decide to open up panels and close panels and roofs just based on stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, but would they? Will they?
Oh yeah, they did for Schilling. That's when he pitched. If you go back and look, when he pitched, he demanded the panels be closed and the roof be open. Oh yeah.
How about that?
I try to demand things and nobody cares if I demand it. I demand it. They're like, yeah, that's nice. That's great.
You keep
Good for
trying,
you.
Jeffco. It's all
Sir
right.
Drives a Lot says Yankee Stadium small. Hitler loves it.
What?
I mean, I think he means hitters. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, he just did. Yeah, hitters.
Yeah.
But although maybe Hitler would have loved it. Maybe he would have hit some dingers. Maybe Hitler would come in and he probably played very angry.
He probably did.
Look at it. And then he hits the ball. And,
He probably had a big chip on his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
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 Like Bryce Harper. Pretty
imagine.
much. Similar chip on his, yeah.
I mean, I don't want Hitler to have ever played our game, but
that's a horrible type.
I don't think that he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he did. Not popular in Germany. Maybe he was a soccer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hated track and field.
Moisman says he could paint the corners. Slow Mo Zo says Wrigley Field, when the wind is blowing, there you go. When it's blowing out, that's a hitter's park.
Yep.
I guess, yeah. It's just that somewhat none of these are to the level of the Rockies, but they're all like hitter leaning. The Rockies are like heavy hitter ballpark. All these are like you could say they're hitter ballparks. So
Taco Kenny says, what about the great Chavez Ravine? Well, here's the problem. The stench around and in that stadium hangs heavy. So anytime you try to hit a ball, there is some resistance just from the nasty smells that, well, are just part of Dodger, genetics.
By the way, the Dodgers, that formidable lineup they have, put another all-star pitcher on the IR yesterday. So,
oh no!
So
I don't like to talk. I don't want to cheer for an injury.
No, we're not cheering for an injury. I'm just saying.
So I found this, which is interesting. It's OPS every year since like the 90s.
What
right?
does OPS stand for?
On base plus slugging. So how much are you getting on base or slugging? Slugging, actually, just slugging in total. So this is the list of ballparks where there has been the most slugging. Okay. Adjusted slugging. So the Rockies are 1, Red Sox 2, D-backs 3, Twins 4, and Royals 5. The Rockies are first by a significant margin, by the way. In last place is the Mariners and Giants and Brewers. So there you go. That's your answer.
There's your answer, Andy.
Yep.
Thanks.
There's your answer.
Of course.
I was really looking for that answer. Thank you.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm here for.
So the first quarter is over, and the Bucks are up 30-13 over the Pacers right now.
13 points in one quarter.
Night.
Wow. 13 points in one quarter.
Feel like somebody's angry.
An NBA team scoring 13 points.
You think?
Let me look at the box score here. Who's angry? Let's see. Where's the points? Trying to read the box score on the fly here.
Well, Gary Trent's got 6 points. It's a team effort, really. Giannis has got 7. He's kind of always played angry. Everyone's just playing well for Milwaukee.
It's a group effort. You got 7 from Antetokounmpo, 6 from Trenton Jr., 6 from AJ Green, a couple of baskets here and there from everybody else. But it all adds up to 30.
Pacers are 4 for 17 as a team.
This is more about their bad shooting than it is, the Bucks doing something great.
Sure.
Unless they're playing such a swarming defense, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I ain't watching the game, so I can't tell you.
People got cold days. It happens in basketball, more so in college than the NBA. It's kind of rare in the NBA, but in college, it'll happen.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, remember the old Yankee Stadium was considered a big-time hitter's ballpark, and they were quite disappointed that the new current ballpark didn't fall in line to the Yankees' advantage. Are you talking about the Polo grounds? That was for sure.
Old Yankee.
No, old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah,
but you go even further back, the Polo grounds, that whatever it was going on, because it was more out in the open and that jet stream still existed. I think that people were just hitting the hell out of the ball at the Polo grounds, Randy.
The Yankees are 8th, by the way, on the list. So it's definitely a hitter favorite. New Yankee.
Moist One says, past 3 years, Reds Park is rated number 1 for offense.
Oh,
okay.
Hey.
Yeah. This is exit. This is exit velo.
But nobody likes to think about, anything in Ohio. So,
right. Yeah.
All right. Listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, we will talk about many things.
Many.
I'm not good with promos. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one. No problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
My best friend died suddenly, and now his wife and kids have to move out of their house. I had no idea he didn't have life insurance. If I could go back, I'd tell him how easy and affordable protecting your family can be with SelectQuote. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 life insurance policy for only $18 a month. They compare many of the nation's most highly rated insurance carriers to find the right coverage and price for your needs. In the last 40 years, they've helped more than 2 million families secure over $700 billion in coverage. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. Don't wait until it's too late. Get peace of mind that your loved ones are protected with life insurance.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-480-5454 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-480-5454. Or go to selectquote.com. That's 1-800-480-5454.
Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Hey, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Now, you can be the guy that eventually gets bits and pieces of the latest news. Or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here.
That's how we do it.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter. Or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Gary Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Firefighter wants everybody to know the Pirates game is a rain delay in Pittsburgh against the Cubs, tornado warnings and hail. A bunch of pansies. Just play the game. Just play the game.
You have no idea.
Just get out and play the damn games.
You have no idea what it's like being a camera operator out in a baseball game in the rain. It is the
boo-hoo.
worst.
Set the camera, go indoors.
It
The rest
is
of
the
guys can
worst.
play.
Having to film it with that whole lens cover too. Oh, it's tough, man.
Boo-hoo. Play the
Oh,
game.
my
Be a
gosh.
man.
Oh my! Are you kidding me?
Be
Oh,
a man.
Gosh, stop it.
Oh, your generation doesn't know what it's like to be a man. You don't even know what it's like to drive. Admit it. You're bad drivers. Gen Z,
look,
are the worst drivers on the road, and you know
Uh-huh.
it. Admit you're bad at driving, Harris.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that everything you're saying isn't true. Okay,
See?
I'm going to acknowledge it.
Uh-huh.
I get it. Our generation, we're not necessarily out here being the greatest generation.
What is
or
wrong with
anything.
your people? Why
Look,
can't you
Jeffrey,
drive?
I
What
don't
do you
know.
think the reason is? Because you guys had video games, and video games should have made it easier for you. to
We've had a
drive.
lot of training. That's
no
a good point.
attention span, I think, what it is. Because
I think it is
remember back around the year 2000, just a little side job, I was
Okay.
teaching kids how to drive.
Really?
And the easiest people to teach how to drive were teenagers because they played video games. So they get in the car and they're like, yeah, this is cool. I got it. So the millennials, great drivers. It was so easy to teach them how to drive. But then I see your Gen Zs driving around. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here with these kids? Why are you worse drivers than millennials?
What's the fact that our generation has the attention span of a goldfish? That's the reality of it is.
You shouldn't be on your phone when you're driving, Harris.
When we forget something, when we see something, we instantly forget it because we're so used to having everything right here, right now, that we just move on to the next thing. We're easily distracted, Jeffrey.
Somebody did a survey. It was from
Except
some
for me,
site called-
I'm perfect.
Talking here. Some site called Lemonade, and the people, they asked Gen Zers, and they themselves says, "Yeah, we're bad at driving." So they just like Harris admitted it. Your fellow Gen Zers admit it, and they say that their generation drives not great.
I have not been in a wreck, or I have not caused a wreck
Doesn't mean
since I
you-
was
don't mean you
16 years old.
with
I'll say.
sense.
Since I was 16, yeah.
So you caused a wreck when you were 16?
I did, yeah.
What happened there?
I rear-ended somebody.
What were you doing?
He forgot.
Were you on your phone, or you just forgot you're supposed to stop before you hit the other car?
Oh, I was on the phone. I wasn't texting, but I was on the
Uh-huh.
phone with somebody, and
Talking on the phone will
all of a
distract
sudden
you too.
hear a.
Was the phone going through the car or were you holding it?
I was no, it was going through the car.
Wow, that is sad.
Yeah, I know.
That
it
is
was
a
well, it was
sad
dark.
driving.
It was in the rain, and I couldn't tell that they had stopped. This is like weeks after I just got my driver's license.
You couldn't tell a car had stopped.
Had stopped. No, I couldn't tell because it was dark and only you can see the lights. You know. And
Guess who's
so-
never driving a station vehicle?
Hey, since I was 16, I've not caused a single wreck. For your information.
So I've never caused a single wreck for your information.
Of course you haven't.
I've
Gosh,
never had an accident. I've been in an accident. I got rear-ended. Hardly my fault.
I got rear-ended one time. It sucked.
I mean, Harris, if you come back and say, what a great weekend that was, I'll be like, all right. But no. No,
that would be a moist
That's
one
a moist one saying. I got T-boned.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, that's nice, Harris. Good to hear.
No, he'd say, I'll be your T-bone.
Oh, he would say that.
No, Gen Zers do struggle with distractions. And so
We
in
do.
this survey, they say 54% say they've eaten while driving, 32% have driven tired, 15% have had an argument while driving, 13% admit they've driven with a pet on their lap, which is not a great idea because anything happens, you could just crunch. And then all those percentages were like the highest of any generation, proving your generation can't drive
It's the
for
worst. We
crap.
suck. I know.
Mm.
Can I be honest? I'm just gonna be honest here. I will lay it all out here. I have done every single thing that you listed.
I have no doubt.
Why would you do that? Why?
It was a lot of it came in high school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, a lot of it came in high school. Just kind of thinking I was like untouchable, invincible. Like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I just got my
Uh-huh.
license. Oh well, if I get a ticket, who cares? Kind of that phase.
That's dumb as hell because your insurance gets more expensive.
Yes,
Like,
I
what do
was.
I care? I'm not paying for
I was.
it.
That was my teenage phase, Jeffrey. We've
Mhm,
moved on to
mhm.
bigger and better. Now, since I'm a full-blown man, full-blown adult, I am a responsible
Well,
driver.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If I knew you when you were a teenager, I'd probably push you in a pool. Boosh. Just walk by and push you in the
You
pool.
just belly flop. Just belly flop in there. I probably would have looked back and laughed. Would have said that was a good one.
Big George says, wait a second. You have station vehicles? No, but if we did, he wouldn't drive it.
He didn't need to know that, George.
We'll probably
If
get
George
one
wants
someday.
to drive it. We'd have to get a bigger vehicle though for George, man. I don't know if he could
Nobody's
fit in the
invited
station
George in the
vehicles.
vehicle. Why would George be in our station vehicle?
I don't know. If he
has his
brought
own
it up.
car. He's a
He
very
brought it
rich
up.
man.
Yeah, he is. He's
He
a
doesn't
very
need a lift
successful
from
lawyer.
us.
I mean, if
That's
he's
right.
our lawyer, then he
You
probably
have to
needs
stop creating these
a
weird
lot of
scenarios in your head.
If he's a lawyer, he probably our lawyer probably has a lot of money. Just saying.
Mostly from stuff Randy does. But
Yeah.
Just the Tip says in 1969, my mom would give my brother and I $5. We'd take a train to Yankee Stadium. No adult
Oh, that's
supervision.
beautiful.
Had enough cash to get the train paid for, entrance to the stadium, and then run beers for a quarter. Great times, usually left the stadium with more money than we started.
My
Jesus,
granddad
how
did the
old
exact
are you, Just the Tip?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says, okay, trying what? It must be a text for somebody else. Slow-Mo Zo says Gen Z also wear earbuds while they're driving. That is really a bad
I've
idea.
never done that.
Yeah,
I've never done
that's-
that.
Really bad.
That is a dangerous.
Very dangerous. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I'll admit that.
Quiet Cannon says millennials lack common sense. That's not true. A lot of millennials.
that's
Here's the
true.
thing: you have a selection of millennials who are raised right by Gen Xers, and then you have a selection of millennials who are raised
right
wrong
by
by
Gen
Gen
Xers.
Xers. So it's
yeah.
kind of where it splits off, and then those millennials as parents, how they have parented Gen Z, it could be an issue as well. So it's just been like a sort of a stair step into what we have in front of us right now. But Quiet Cannon says basic requirement for driving, because that's how our signage is set up. They're not handy around the house. They don't do any work. Case in point, where's the last time you saw a millennial at the tool aisle at Home Depot?
No,
Never,
millennial
never.
parenting.
They will not even try to attempt a home repair.
Millennial parenting has ruined this society.
Well,
Okay.
some Gen X has too.
I'm at 1. I'm at 2. I'm at
Moist-
2.5. It happens. Oh, bye, B. Jeffrey. Go ahead.
Moist one says George is very loving and giving passenger princess. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of this. It's just some sort of fan
What?
fiction that Moist one has made up in his head.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I just probably not going to read any more of that.
Yeah.
Current state of affairs when it comes to the NBA playoffs. As you know, right now the Pacers are trying to come back on the Bucks. It's 40-25, but we lost another team. In oof style, the Cleveland Cavaliers 138 to the Heat's 83. They gone.
Yep.
Yeah, they go.
But interestingly enough, everything else is about to end. What I mean by that is, of course, the Pacers and Bucks. Well, the Pacers are up 3-1. The Knicks are up 3-1 over the Pistons. The Celtics are up 3-1 over the Magic. The Warriors are up 3-1 over the Rockets. The Timberwolves are up 3-1 over the Lakers. The only thing that's tied up right now, or even close, is Nuggets and Clippers.
Did you see that game between the Knicks and the Pistons the other night?
I heard there was some bad officiating.
Horrendous call, or non-call, actually, by the official. Did you see that?
Yeah.
No, we went back and took a look at it. So yeah, it turned out it was a bad call.
It wasn't.
It was a non-call.
Yeah.
Well, that's a by omission. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, the officiating in some of these games has just been terrible.
But it seems like it's not in favor of any one team. It's just bad
it doesn't seem like it's
across
in
the
favor.
board, right?
It doesn't seem like it's in favor of any team. You're right. I get it. But man, it's been bad.
Yeah.
Kiss the Cook says any generation that receive participation ribbons are selfish pansies. Well, I mean, receiving it is one thing. Putting it up on your shelf, that's another.
Yeah.
That's a shot at me, by the way, Randy.
Well, it's a shot at anybody that kept them. We just knew you did anyways, even before you told us.
Did you keep your participation trophies?
We established this yesterday, Randy.
See, they had participation ribbons when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. They had them when we were kids too.
I found the nearest garbage can and threw that right in.
Nobody ever kept from our generation a participation trophy of any kind.
I have a participation ribbon. I went to horse camp and
sicken you. By the way, that ribbon should go to the horse, not you.
Yeah,
I jumped the fence with it. It's pretty cool. I think I did. I was like 7 years old or something. I probably didn't, but for
Number one Rattlers fan says all across major sports there has ever been any game that had to be replayed from a certain point due to horrendous officiating. Oh, he's asking. Oh, so has there ever been a game they've been like, this is so badly done, we got to do this over? I don't think they would do that. I don't think they have.
Yeah, no, I don't think they have.
Something happened. I'm gonna look it up.
Somebody did have to do that, or it was a game that ended because of weather or a fight or something.
It rings a bell. That's
also ringing a bell. Quasimodo.
Mm.
Mm.
Do you know who Quasimodo is?
No, I do not.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Quasimodo.
Do you know who the Hunchback of Notre Dame is?
I do not know.
Hell are they teaching in schools these days? That's not just literary. There was a Disney movie on it.
I don't know. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Is this Rudy?
No, I just made it up. Of course it's real.
Oh.
No,
I said, is this Rudy? Not real. I said, is this Rudy?
No, totally different. Not
I've never heard it.
Only thing, Notre Dame in Europe.
Is this Rudy?
This is Notre Dame in Europe, not Notre Dame the college.
I have no idea who it is. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I never heard of it.
I wish this hour was over right now. I just wish it was over so I can start to forget this.
Mm-hmm.
Moist One says, I'd like to watch the Hunchback. Okay, I'm not. No. Moist One says, sorry, Big George says, Moist One, you dirty dog. I'm spoken for. Okay, easy, guys. Just the Tip says, yeah, refs were letting them play rugby in that Knicks game. No reason to make that call then. Oh, because they were playing it rough the entire game. No reason to make a call at that point, even though it is a potentially game-changing thing.
I'm all for calling less fouls in the NBA. That's got to happen to me. But when someone's shooting and you bump them, that has to be called. Under no circumstance can that not be called.
No, I
You're
agree.
Completely ruining a shot.
Slow Mozo says George Brett game.
Oh, wait. Oh, that might be
Is that Quasimodo LaBelle?
The Pine Tar game?
The Pine Tar game. I don't know. Did they replay it or something? Something.
I don't think they replayed it from the very first pitch.
No, but something.
They may have replayed that inning.
They might have.
You see, Harris,
think they did.
Quasimodo was a hunchback, and he was kind of disfigured. And he'd go up into the Notre Dame.
not an animal.
Right. He'd go up in the Notre Dame bell tower, and he would ring the bell because nobody else wanted to go up there. So they sent the little creepy hunchback guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then I don't know, he falls in love or something. I don't know. I didn't really get that deep into it, but yeah, that's in Europe. Now, Notre Dame is the place where Rudy, the football movie, did take place, but that is the college in America.
I thought you were talking about Notre Dame, like the hunchback, like he was a running back or something. And I was like, the hunchback.
Well, yeah,
at
you
Notre
have the
Dame? Who is that?
fullback, you have the running back, and also the hunchback. The hunchback.
Maybe it's some old term or something.
Fish Tank says, yes, Quasimodo, the famous quarterback for Notre Dame, won the championship and proposed to Esmeralda right after. Shelby said no because she's hideous. Kiss the Cook says pansies and illiterate guesstimization of math generations. He says, by the way, trying to decide sweet chili pork or smoked duck tacos.
Sweet chili pork every time.
Yeah, duck is greasy. Duck is kind of a greasy meat. Niner Annapolis says, you hit the nail on the head, Jeffrey. Oh, but he said a lot more, and I don't have time to read it. So I'll have to get that on the other side. It's hour 1 over, hour 2 next. Daily Blender, 1580, The Fanatic.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? And I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away. Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states. When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your big oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And in the last hour, we were talking about how Gen Z, admittedly, by their own admission, not great drivers. Not great drivers at all.
See, you may see this and say, "Oh, that generation sucks." You know,
I see lots of other reasons to say this generation sucks. But
at least we're acknowledging of our flaws. That honesty, that's special. You don't
think
find
that
that
makes
in
up
other
for all the
places.
dumb crap you do?
Yeah,
How about this?
I do actually.
How about this?
I
Don't
do.
do the dumb crap. That'll make up for all the dumb crap you do by doing it. Don't do it. It's
Look,
not that hard.
Look, I'm not gonna
Figure it out.
defend everything that Gen Z does, but
What
I am
does
gonna
Gen Z
say I
do
respect
well?
the honesty.
What does Gen Z do well?
Honest, transparent. I think
A lot of good that does you.
Yeah.
It's good to be honest. You should have been that already. So what else do you do well?
Look, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Gen Z is the perfect generation by any means. I'm not gonna defend everything, but that does count for places. I got nothing, Jeffrey. I really got nothing.
that was the saddest thing I think I've seen in a while.
Look, man. I mean, yeah.
Niner Annapolis says you hit the nail on the head, Jeffrey, about the millennials split. Yes, that's right. What I'd said earlier in that hour is that the millennials, see, we as Gen X, some of us parented our kids right, some of us did not. And so the ones that weren't parented right, then parented the Gen Zs even worse. And so he says, yeah, about the millennial split. He says, being a millennial myself, born in 86, I feel there's a better half of those crazy millennials, the ones that still played outside and rode their bikes for miles and were raised tough and on tough love, and still had a little bit of that 80s and 90s upbringing, not so much entitlement, that sort of thing. Yeah, my son is a good example. So, I mean, that's why you see a bit of a split in the millennials, and that is where some of the Gen Z stuff comes from. Now, here's the thing that's confusing. Your dad is Gen X, Harris.
My dad is like the cutoff between Gen X and Boomer. You could call him a Boomer.
How did you turn out this way then?
Oh, Jeffrey, what are you getting at here? What's your
mom?
Vision? What's your vision
younger,
with that
like
comment?
a younger millennial type? Or?
My mom was born in '69. My dad was born in '65.
So
65 is like the
Gen
cutoff.
X to boom, but that's fine.
Yeah. I was raised.
Were you raised by housekeepers?
No. My mom was definitely the nurturing type, and my dad was the disciplinarian.
Like they were at the country
So,
club. You were Esmeralda was like taking care of you or something there.
No, that did
Okay.
not happen. No. I see what you're trying to get at here, Jeffrey, and I'm not going to let it happen. Not going to let it happen.
I'm just asking questions here. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. If you say.
Oaktown Destroyer says nothing like being young and naive, Harris. He's got that down. Niner Annapolis says, oh, I read that. Hold on here. Just a Tip says you should banish automatic transmissions. Banish big screen TVs in the dash. That would cut down on distracted driving.
Oh yeah. And
Be
so
forced to.
would eliminating text being sent from your vehicle.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times when I'm out in the public
and
there's some nimrod in front of me and their head is down and they're thumbing one out. And I don't mean anything nasty. I mean, they're on their damn
Thumbing
text
one out.
phone, thumbing one out because they couldn't wait until you got going to the place you were going to in the first place.
When we started the show and had all these texts going, we were a lunchtime show. So you can't blame any of this on us. We just got so popular they had to put us on afternoon drive.
So do you guys support calling? Like calling in the car?
Hands-free calling. I'm okay with. I understand
Hands-free
people,
calling for established drivers, but like
for
Harris
kids, no.
Yeah, kids should just be driving, period. You want to turn on a little music, that's fine, but you should be really focused on the road.
Exactly.
Dang, you guys are like the overprotective parents.
How's that overprotective? That's just common sense.
Did your dad or mom just go, here, Harris, here's the keys.
No.
Go be and have fun.
They did
and
not. They
enjoy
did
your
not.
life. By the way, if you don't call or text while you're driving at least 3 or 4 times, I'm gonna be ashamed at you, young man. You hear me?
Let me
and
just
make
tell you.
sure you come in after midnight.
I got a
because
guarantee.
Everything great happens after midnight.
I got a guarantee. Harris's parents had an umbrella policy over Harris.
Umbrella, like they were helicopter parents, is what you're saying?
No. Umbrella policy meaning way extra insurance in case you did something dumb.
Oh,
like I've done that myself. Uber insurance to make sure that
I don't
you
think
don't
so.
cost them the guest house.
I don't think so.
Now, tell me one
I
more
know.
time. You were going down this way on the road, but you ended up ass backwards a half mile that way in the ditch on that road. How did that happen again? Go ahead.
I don't remember.
For your information, I've never wrecked like that. I rear-ended someone when I was 16. I know. I get it. It wasn't my finest
There were no
moment.
survivors.
But since I was I was freaking out. I thought it was over for me. Like I was like teary-eyed.
There's 2 people you don't drive
I
with.
thought the world was over.
You don't
I
ride
did.
with Harris, and you don't get on a golf cart with John Elway. It's just all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I'm saying.
Not true. I'm a responsible driver, for information.
Later on, when you all hear about it, that joke is really going to hit.
Mhm.
888-368-1580. Slow-Mo Zoe says, Harris, did you drive farm equipment growing up?
Yes, drove a 4-wheeler all the time. Actually, some of my friends like stole
like an ATV.
Yeah. Like some of my friends, my dad just actually, I want to shout out my dad. He got a new tractor. He got a Kubota.
Hey,
And,
congratulations.
Yeah, he's really proud of it. So
Do you watch that Clarkson's Farm? You ever watch that?
I never seen
Oh,
that.
I've seen that. Yeah. They're
You
coming
should
out
watch
with a
that
third.
on Amazon Prime. Clarkson's
Yeah.
Farm. The guys from Top Gear used to do a car show.
Yeah.
And if you're
Jeremy Clarkson bought a farm. He was just rich and dumb.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to try farming. And it's actually really entertaining show. Especially you as actual
awesome.
farm, you'll appreciate it because it's farmer supportive.
And if you're asking if I've ever driven a farm equipment,
Nobody asked you that.
I've also ridden horses. That counts.
Nobody asked that either, Harris.
That counts as
Nobody asked that. Nobody
he just
asked
asked about driven farming equipment.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He just asked.
Well, that's right. He did.
Somebody did.
All right,
Yeah,
he asked
he
that.
did.
Nobody cares about your horse.
Yep. So
You know what,
that's
Harris?
that's counts.
You know what, Harris? You and the horse you rode in on.
Hung like a what? I'm sorry, I
What?
didn't catch that.
Hung like a merry-go-round
I'm just
horse.
shaking my head. I'm shaking my head, man.
You know what, Harris? I'm just kidding. I actually I rode a horse for the first time in my life last summer.
Oh, no way. How'd you feel?
It was great. You know
Yeah.
what? Here's the thing. I had this apprehension of horses because they're bigger than me and they could
Yeah.
bite me and they could kick me and stomp me and throw me and kill me in many different ways. And so I was always like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
But then I got on this horse and I'm like, all right, if a little girl can do it, I guess I better do it.
Yeah.
So I got on this horse and oh my God, I was not prepared for the gallop. Nobody tells you about that. You're like,
I
this is
tried
nice.
to tell
And then
you.
boom, 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 my
I
ass is
tried
just-
to tell you. I tried to tell you. Got to ride with your knees, man.
No, I
Got to
learned.
ride
No,
with
I
your
learned
feet
that.
and your knees.
So then
Yeah.
I started standing up in the stirrup a little bit. So then it wasn't hitting me in the butt, and I was
I
was having
told
fun.
you before you went on that trip. I said,
You
watch
can't-
out.
You can't know until you're actually there, Randy.
Well,
Did
that's
you
true.
ride? Did you
I
ride on a
tried to
saddle,
help you.
Jeffrey? You rode on a saddle?
No, it was side saddle,
Okay, so
like a lady does.
like the way
Of course, I was on a saddle. What
some
are you
people,
talking
some
about?
people bareback it, man.
Oh, that
I know
would
people
hurt
that
so
bareback.
bad.
Like I'm not kidding. Like
That would hurt worse.
you
wouldn't it?
gotta. I know people that have barebacked it before. You gotta. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta make
Easy,
sure your
moist one.
feet.
Yeah, easy.
Easy,
Oh
moist
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, darn it.
Easy fourth dimension.
Fourth
Easy,
dimension.
Everyone.
Everybody
Yeah.
hold
Everyone
everything.
stop typing. We don't need it.
Well, for Jeffrey, to give you some pointers here, one kick is to walk. 2 kicks is to make it run.
I know
And then you
that.
pull on it to stop. You
I
pull on
learned
the
all
saddle.
that before we went.
Oh,
They didn't
okay,
just
I
say,
didn't
here's a
know.
horse. Good luck.
Like my parents did with my car.
Oh,
kidding.
you're
They did not-
going to blame your parents.
They did not do that. I'm
for
totally
you
kidding.
wrecking like a Nimrod.
I'm not blaming my parents for that. That was all my fault. I understand.
Wow.
I
I hope they're
understand.
not listening right now.
They probably are. But it was my fault. I
Well,
understand
that one probably caused
completely.
your dad to drive off the road. That son of a gosh darn it, Harris.
When you go home, the cornfield's going to be a little crooked from this show right here. Because there'll be like a little bend in the row.
They don't grow anything though, dude. You guys grow anything?
Not at the moment, no. Used to grow used to have a garden, and Mom used to work in that pretty much, but not at the moment.
So this is like the nicest way we've ever heard somebody had a pot farm.
Pot
farm. Mom worked in the
Did not
garden.
have a pot farm. No, we're not.
We had to keep it back in the trees, back in the woods.
We're like Tegrity Farms, actually, from
Stay
South
at the driveway. Don't come up the property.
So the G-Man wouldn't find it.
Yeah, you don't want those guys.
Why is there another set of gates? What's going on up there?
And that smoke, don't worry about that. That's just Dad's still.
It's just Dad's thing. Just let him do his thing out there.
Ooh, I don't like reading this. Lacrosse guy says, I credit the blender for teaching me how to text and drive. Oh, please
boy.
don't do that. Please don't blame us or do that.
Nothing to do with that, ever.
I mean, we've had people, even Randy, remember back in the 90s, somebody was like, well, I actually had a guy call in who drove off the road laughing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So part of me was very proud. The other part of me was just like, that, please, just, what am I supposed to do with that? I felt a little responsible, but then I'm like, what a weirdo. Has anybody ever driven off the road laughing? They're like, not with this show. Maybe some other show. Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago, says Mrs. Froman made that Kit Kat unicorn fudge yesterday, and it was delicious. Highly recommend.
Sounds
Again, what is that even about, Abe Froman?
Kit Kat unicorn.
Kit Kat candy bars somehow in the fudge, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to look it up, Randy. I thought it was something dirty. I didn't want to say it on air.
It's diabetes on a stick. That's what it sounds like.
All right.
Yes, please. Big George says, Harris, don't give out your parents' date of births on air. What's wrong with you? What's next? Their social security numbers, addresses, phone numbers. We already had a listener figure out about some personal stuff of Harris's. You got to be careful, Harris.
All that I said was the year they were born. I didn't say the
what was the name of their first
information
pet?
What was their mom's maiden name?
What was
Who's their best friend in school?
What was your dad's first car he ever drove?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Harris.
Oh, Randy.
Young man.
Oh man.
Firefighter.
Do I have a lot to learn.
Firefighter says, did you just call somebody texting while driving a Nimrod? Why, yes, I did. He says in Pittsburgh, we call him. Oh, I can't read that on there. Fish Tank says, hey, Jeffrey, when you guys get these kids who start on the show, do you tell them in an interview that there's going to be full days where you and the fourth dimension are just going to shred them the whole time? Yes. I told you. What did I tell you, Harris? What did I tell you?
You told me to be ready. You told me to be ready. That this
no,
was
the exact
happen.
words were the hazing lasts about a year.
Oh, yeah.
About a year, and then after that, then we stopped doing that too. How long you been here?
Just got to get through.
When did you start?
Including today. How long you been here?
March, I believe, was when so I've only been here.
I think you should have, honestly, it should just count as April 1st. So next April, we'll see where you're at.
Got it.
Hopefully he's still
It's
here.
only been a couple months.
I don't know, man. I wish you weren't so damn awkward.
Oh, is that so?
He's
You
not
think I'm
awkward. I like Harris. Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
hope
Randy.
he's still here next.
I
next
appreciate
April.
that.
You can like someone who's awkward as hell.
That's super. That's super kind, Randy. I appreciate that.
Let's see here. Last Optimist says, can't count the number of times my brother-in-law has called his daughter to tell her to get her boyfriend to slow his ass down driving her someplace. A lot of parents like to track their kids on GPS.
Oh yeah.
See, I never did that. What I did when my oldest daughter started dating, and she brought him home, I hung one of my targets for when I went to the range, and it was an outline of a man. And
that's nice.
It was his face.
The face was gone. The face was just completely gone because I
gaping hole.
Oh yeah, and I hung it there, and my daughter was just enormously embarrassed, and the boy was a bit nervous. So
you want to really do something is like I went and pick a girl up for a date, right?
Yeah.
And I walk in and she's like, I'll be ready in a minute. They're off doing their thing. So then her dad says, hey, come on in, have a seat. He's being all nice, talking. We're just chatting. As this is happening, he sits down on the couch, pulls out from under it a shotgun, and he pulls it out of the case and he starts cleaning it and he's just talking, and all of a sudden he stops. He looks down the barrel, right down the hole of the barrel, and says, "You better be good to my daughter." Then he goes back to cleaning it, and I'm like, "Yes, sir."
That happened to you?
I had her home early.
My gosh.
She's like, "Oh, we should stay out later." I'm like,
No, we're not staying out later. No questions asked.
Near
About 7:30.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing now, except for my daughter is a force of nature and does not need me to do that. Just the Tip says, "I wish kids today had the same freedoms like what we had back then." Yeah, he says, "Yeah, rode bikes 5 miles to Campo Beach, Long Island Sound, all that."
That's awesome.
Listen, we had ramps, we jumped stuff, we had BB gun wars in the forest. I was going up almost 100 feet into some pine trees in Oregon. We were all lucky to be alive. We were firing bottle rockets at each other as like mortar attacks, and we would have our little BB gun wars. They just, I got a BB right here. I got a scar right here because my friend, we were just sitting around. He's like, "You stuck that in my face." I was like, "I dare you." I double dog dare, clunk, and then he was like, because he didn't mean to. And his blood drips down my eye. And I'm like, I beat the hell out of him. But then I got a scar from the BB. But we were all better for it in the end. No screen time.
Yeah, no, I agree. Screen time is,
I wish
detriment
so much.
We did some of the same things too.
I wish. Well, you lived a different life because you were out there on a farm. So, but most kids, I wish they could just be bored.
I agree.
Nothing is more conducive to creativity than a good just bunch of boredom.
They always have to be stimulated. Like that's the issue, honestly, with all these kids these days. They always have to be stimulated. Sit there, scroll. When they're bored, they just like don't know what to do with themselves. It's like they can't handle being alone. That's the biggest thing a man.
Yeah.
Biggest superpower of a man can handle being alone.
Best thing you can do is let your kids be bored. Take away the screens, put it in a box, and say, "Listen, this is just creativity time. Don't call it boring time because then it'll make it worse. It's creativity time. Let's see what you can come up with."
Yeah.
And they'll whine and complain a bit, and then whatever they do from there. Take a nap. All right, well, I guess so.
Yep.
But I guarantee you, they start to invent the same games we did.
There is a phobia, a new phobia out there, nomophobia. It's the fear of being without your phone.
Oh my god!
It's not even a real thing.
Is that?
Oh no, it is. It is. Look it up.
No. What I'm saying is, it's not a real thing. That's bullcrap.
I believe.
I do not acknowledge that.
I believe that it is a legitimate thing.
It's not a real thing.
It's unfortunate that it's a thing, but it is a legitimate thing in people.
It's not a real thing.
I know some people were on their phone.
They're just spoiled.
10, 11, 12 hours a day. Like it is like.
If I take your phone away and you're like, "Oh, I'm afraid," you're just spoiled.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that they're afraid. It induces panic and stress.
My generation, people got to go outside the country and see like how other people live without their phones. And you'll notice
people in the 1800s had no phones, and yet somehow
not even
they had no phobia about it.
My great grandma used to say the worst invention was AC because people wouldn't sit out and have conversations on their porches anymore.
That's wrong. I love air conditioning.
I love air conditioning too. Don't get me wrong. She just always used to say that.
I don't need to be on the porch. Listen, my entire childhood, I was not on the porch, but I was also, there was a lot of time I was bored and I was still creative.
Oh, heck yeah.
But I get what she's saying.
I do get what she's saying, but I'm with you, Jeffrey. I love some
agree.
AC. Yep.
Love some AC. Is she still alive?
No, she's not.
Gone too soon.
A while ago. Yeah.
Well, I mean, leave a note on her grave, please. Thank you. I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say.
Fish Tank says, "My dad would always tell me to just go TP someone's house." I don't think you're even allowed to do that anymore without getting charged with something.
Yeah, you're not. I did that a lot. One time I egged one of my friend's houses. This is actually a rough story. And then comes outside, it was this sweet old lady. And she was like, "Oh, who egged my house?" And then we realized that we actually got the wrong house.
Oh, you dolt. Did you clean it up for her?
We did. We ended up cleaning.
Good.
Some of us did. Some of us did not, but we ended up cleaning some of it up. Yeah.
Ringless Joe says, "Everyone's wishing on Dak's downfall, but him and the Cowboys are going to have a revival season." What are you talking about?
What is he talking about?
Why do you always do this? It's not connected to any. Now, I get it. At least this time it's not connected to the Lions.
Yeah,
Wait,
I know.
Did they trade him to the Lions or something?
Not that I know of. No.
Average Joe says Daily Blender is the perfect blend of creativity and ADHD. Yeah, because it's
really
made
is.
by people who know how to be bored and make something out of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This entire show is made out of nothing.
Yeah. That's
Good
a
or
good way to
bad,
put
that's
it.
up to you guys to figure out.
Yep.
Hamilton Porter says, I agree. The amount of dumb, fun games that came out of boredom is what made summer great. It's
Right. Makes people closer too.
Kiss the Cook says, I told my daughter's boyfriend I'll never interfere with the relationship, but don't give me a reason.
And also, back to the original point, like this, my generation's too isolated. Like people have isolated themselves. There's no human interaction anymore. And the more we limit that,
I wish you would stop talking to me. I'm kind of not wanting this human interaction.
That's not the issue. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Quiet
Here I
Cannon.
am trying to get serious.
No, don't do that on this show.
Yeah.
Quiet
I know.
Cannon says Nimrod was an ancient king. Actual name. Does anyone still use that name? Only a
I do.
Nimrod.
I do.
Only a Nimrod.
I just, well, I mean, you call somebody that,
Mhm.
Moist one said, okay, forget it. I can't even read that one.
Can't read half of his text, man.
Okay, last text. We got to go to break. He said, Just Tip says, idiots can't stand 5 minutes away from their phone. Unless it's this show. I'm hours away from my phone listening to this show.
Mm-hmm.
A-Rod is also an ancient king. Thank you for English show.
Thank you.
We got to take a break. When we come back, let's get back to some sports stuff. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. As most of you might know, I'm a big fan of loyalty and longevity. I love companies based right here in Arizona that have been around doing some great things for a long, long time. And oh boy, has the Lund Mortgage Team done just that. In the mortgage game, they're one of the best. In fact, I think they are the best. And I've been telling people about the Lund Mortgage Team for decades now, and I'll continue to do that as long as they continue to take care of all our listeners, and they do that every single day. So you could be next. Call today, 623-875-9940. Look, the Lund Mortgage Team, they're mortgage brokers. That gives them the unique opportunity to shop your rate around. They've also been in business so long, they realize fees are not the most important thing. They keep those nice and low. Call today, 623-875-9940, whether it's a HELOC, whether it's a new home loan, refinance, you name it, they've got you covered. LundMortgage.com or call 623-875-9940.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com. Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. T&Cs apply.
The Rich Eisen Show. The acquisition of Jrue Holiday. I know we're talking about Brown and Tatum, but the fact that the Bucks trying to keep Giannis happy by getting him another star leads to Marcus Smart being able to be flipped for Jrue Holiday. Is that one of the greatest tricks the Devils ever pulled off? Goodness gracious. That guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Oh, like that. The I've been drinking my lunch lately. I know you think that means something, but what it really means is I'm trying to lose weight. So then my wife gives me a delicious shake, and I don't eat the food, right?
Oh gosh, that's hard.
And the straw, it's an awful lot of effort to get the rest of that, every last drop of that straw. And I'm like, and then I realize, oh, I think I just made myself dizzy.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's how
It
fat
happens.
I am. I'm like an anteater trying to get every last drop of that shake.
That happens at your age, Jeffco.
It's just sad.
Have you guys ever fasted before?
Yes.
Out of curiosity?
Not on purpose. I was poor.
And on purpose, you were poor. Okay.
Yeah. You're just like, well, I guess I'm gonna eat now. I was 18. I was very skinny before I started making money
You
doing
mentioned
stand up.
that.
I was
that's
too
wild.
skinny.
Yeah.
I would, my here's the thing. Your generation could never have survived like I did, because I had an apartment and I had just enough money for the rent, and then I would go to the grocery store and have so little money, I would buy those generic Pillsbury Pop, those rolls.
Yeah.
And then and then I'd get some hot dogs, right? I'd make a bunch of little pigs in a blanket. It was like a feast for me.
Those are
And
great.
that's
Love
all the food I'd have for a day.
Oh my gosh. No
Yeah.
way. Wow.
And so what I'm trying to say here is, I've seen some stuff and I've been skinny, but now I'm just like, can't believe you go from that
Now
to
you're
now
at the
where I'm
ante.
like struggling to lose weight. That doesn't
You're
sound
like
right, does it?
absorbing all the crumbs like a vacuum cleaner, pretty much is what you've said.
I'm hungry. Get off my back. You don't know what it's like.
I'm not blaming you for it, Jeffrey. I'm
to,
not blaming you
to
for
be overeating for years and years of your wife's really, really amazing food.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you're going to work out? You're going to get, yeah. Oh, by the way, here's something I made that's delicious. Only eat a small part.
Oh,
of
my
that.
mom used to do the same thing. So my mom went to culinary school. So she's like an amazing cook. And when I would get home, oh my gosh, I'd eat whatever she made. And she made the best tasting food ever.
Well, see, you're not at an age where that matters yet.
Right. I'm not.
By the way,
I'm not.
The age where everything matters,
What is that
36.
36.
Make sure, first off, keep moving, no matter what you do.
Of
But
course.
if you're, because here's what I thought I was going to do. And
Yeah.
Randy, remember, I said this to him on radio. I said, I can eat anything I want. I don't ever get fat. I'm going to enjoy this. I said, but once I turn 30, I'm going to start working out, start taking care of myself.
I'm with you, Jeffrey.
And
That's
so
funny.
so what happened was I got to 30 and I'm like, look at me. I look fabulous. There's no problem. Forget it. I kept going that way. And I turned 40 and I'm like, look at me looking pretty good. No problems here. And then when I hit 44, that's when it started to just, and I should have started working out at 30. But then
Yeah,
I saw this thing where the scientists have determined that age is actually 36.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah, 44, you get that disease, chest of drawers disease.
Chest of drawers disease.
When
What's
your
that?
chest drops into your drawers.
Well, I don't think it's gotten to be that bad yet.
Yeah.
But
That's great.
listen, let me tell you, I wish I'd kept moving. I wish that because the longer you wait, the harder it is to start. The longer you wait, the harder it is to start. So I wish I had gone by my original idea and just been moving at 30.
I'm glad you said this because, I've fallen out. I used to go on like runs every day and I've completely fallen out of it. And
well,
now
Randy
I
and
got to go
were
back and
looking for the nicest way to tell you you look like crap. And you've really
Look
let yourself
atrocious.
go, Harris.
Okay. I was a little bit with the beard, but Jeffrey, recent news. I shaved my beard.
We can't see because
Okay.
Can't see you. You're behind
I know,
the
yeah, I
microphone.
know.
Bring your face over.
Oh, look at
You-
that.
Oh no, he's doing this. He's doing the soul patch.
Yeah,
he's
no,
trying.
heck
It doesn't
yeah.
connect.
You got the soul
Heck yeah.
patch here?
It's
So
not
here's what I
connecting,
got. Here, right.
Yeah, you can't do the. You gotta have
Don't
that.
don't
See, I
listen,
kept-
when
I
you
kept the
show us your
mustache.
face. Please don't pucker your lips out like that.
Oh,
This is not a
sorry.
selfie. We don't need to.
It's not a TikTok.
I wasn't meaning to pucker out my lips. I was trying to
You
show
did it
you.
out
I
of
got some-
habit, which is
I got a
really
goatee.
sad.
No. I was trying to show you on the bottom. I have a goatee. That's all
we
I
don't
was
care
trying
what's
to
on
say.
your bottom. We were
Right.
trying to look at your face.
Oh, the mustache. See, here's the thing. See, I'm
Pretty sure
about.
he is on the bottom.
My girlfriend wants me to get the mullet. I had a mullet, by the way. She wants me to bring it back.
Is she trying to make you
So-
unemployable?
so what
or,
I'm
or just uneffable?
So what I'm
Which
trying
one
to
is it?
get is the mullet with the mustache. What would y'all think? I mean, I think that would be just my ego would be.
So she's
too
a
high.
Joe Dirt fan, is what you're telling us.
I don't know who Joe Dirt is. Oh, is that from G.I. Joe?
Oh
No.
my God.
No.
That's
Google Joe Dirt.
Joe
You'll see
Dirt.
what I'm talking about.
Joe
Diamondback
Dirt.
Dude says, hey, are you a fan of grits, Harris? Every self-respecting
love-
Southerner knows
Oh
how to
my
make
gosh.
grits.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, Joe Dirt. I just saw a picture of him.
Yeah,
First
there you
off,
go.
let me
Yeah.
say, I love grits. I'm a sucker for grits. Cheese
All right.
grits, all of it. It's amazing.
We figure, shut up and look up Joe Dirt.
I see Joe
Against
Dirt
the
right now.
Spread says, I notice you guys have been a little hard on Triple H and Generation Z. I would like to come to their defense,
Oh,
but I
let's hear
can't.
it.
Gen Z is a hopeless generation that has no critical thinking skills and are socially clueless. It's not cool to have an IQ at room temperature and has to rely on technology for everything. Eventually, AI will get sick of carrying their ass and try to eliminate people because of their generation.
So,
yes, the
that was
AI is
hilarious.
probably going to kill us all because of Gen Z.
That was
Yep.
freaking hilarious. I'll
Thank
say
you
this.
against the spread.
Gen Z was dealt the worst hand. Like the invention of the iPhone,
No,
the
you
social
weren't.
media, invention of the social media, all of it. Like all of this was invented by millennials and y'all's generation to give to us. And now all these kids are just consuming all of this stuff and they don't know any better. So they grow up to turn into socially awkward people, avoiding, overthinking people. It's the worst.
You're the worst.
It's not
Hamilton
very
Porter
nice.
says online
I don't
video
think I am.
games were the downfall. Even with PlayStation, you had to bring your controller to a friend's house to play.
Oh yeah.
Slow Mo Zo says, one time when we were kids, a friend got a dartboard for his birthday. We talked his little brother into holding out like this, like where we were throwing darts
Oh,
at it.
that's
Afterwards,
hilarious.
his little brother was known as One-Eyed Joe.
That's funny.
Average Joe says, wow, Daily Blender is really going after that over 50 crowd with his back-to-back Metamucil commercials you just aired.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're not in control of any of that.
No.
Fish Tank says, look at Harris doing blue steel from Zoolander over there on the YouTube camera.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yep.
Firefighter
Heck
says,
yeah.
Harris, do not succumb to peer pressure like that. If you want a beard, keep a beard. Don't listen to the haters out there.
Let me say this. My mom actually wanted me to shave the beard,
But you
And
didn't.
So
You still have
I shaved
enough-
it. No,
she's
no.
gonna want that off too.
Here's what I did. My girlfriend wanted it, and my mom wanted it shaved, and so it was quite this dilemma I was in here.
It
So
won't
I
be enough
kept
for your
part of
mom.
it as a compromise.
It won't be enough for your mom.
Yeah, probably won't. At that wedding, she's not going to be happy. I'm kind of nervous she's going to ground
You
me.
got to go all the way with the shave.
Why is that? I want to
Because
keep
Mama
the stash.
said so. That's why.
I want to keep the stash. I think the stash is
All right.
it's
Well,
a statement. Jeffrey.
might be your first test as a man.
I've had many tests before.
No,
And I've
as a
passed with
man.
flying colors as a man.
Ringless Joe, we'll get to that in a minute. Just the tip, we'll get to that in a minute. And Big George says, seriously, did Harris just say his generation got dealt the worst hand? Yeah, okay. I'm not. I want to get out of the generational talk now.
We
I don't wanna be
weren't we
done with
weren't
this.
dealt a great hand. The greatest generation got the worst hand. We were not dealt a great hand. I'll say that.
Where'd my thing go? Oh, Just the Tip says, Randy, what NASCAR are you involved with this year? I have some friends who are a little down on those teams. I'm very upbeat. I'm going to PIR. Any comments?
Have fun. It's the jewel of the Southwest. It's a great facility. They've got updated everything there. I think you're going to enjoy your time there at Phoenix Raceway and enjoy the race.
There you go.
Cool.
Last Optimist says, Randy, it's a lot more intimidating. It's a lot more intimidating if you shoot out the hip area of the silhouette. Gives the guy a lot more to think about.
Well,
I'd say a
I've
nice
got
hole in the crotchal area.
Yeah, I have a pretty tight grouping. I probably could have done that. I probably could have been all right with that.
Swave Dave says, ding, 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 Harris. I had a mustache since I was 16. I've only shaved it off twice.
Awesome.
Random Texture
Cool.
says, so with everyone on the show, it's my wife, but with Triple H, it's my mom. yeah, well, yeah.
Could be.
I mean,
It's
I'm
got
not,
a girlfriend,
I'm
though.
not married, so it technically is my mom. Yeah,
Sorry, what?
I'm not
Did you
married.
just say your girlfriend is your mom?
Try that again.
I said I'm not married, so I guess technically my mom has the say. Like she's the one that has to say in the
My
mustache.
mom.
Dude,
But if I
gotta do
was
this for you.
married, then she
No,
would have.
even if you're married, you got to listen to your mom.
Yeah.
T-Licious says, as long as your mustache doesn't look like Adam Morrison's, then you're good,
Oh,
Harris.
yeah.
Who's Adam Morrison?
He played at Gonzaga. Oh, Adam Morrison was
Let me copy
played
that.
at Gonzaga. He was one of the best college basketball players in the 2000s.
I'm Googling.
He
Hold
looks
on.
like, yeah. Have you seen that
Dude,
picture?
that
of
is
him
how
crying?
your mustache will look if you shave off your little weird goatee thing at the bottom. Yours will look a lot like that.
I don't know.
You hang tough, man. You walk your walk.
That's
Harrison.
right, Randy. That's
you
right.
walk your walk.
That's right. I'm walking my walk, and I'm standing on it.
You stand on it, Triple H.
Yeah,
Your mom
darn
is
right,
so
Randy.
going to whoop your ass.
She probably will. She'll see it, and she looked. You know what she said? Because I told her I had it, and she's like, "That is not how a Southern gentleman dresses."
Did you send her a picture? Has she seen the picture?
She said I had. She hasn't seen the picture, but I told her I had a beard, and that's
why,
instantly what
why
she
he
said.
hides behind the mic. So
And, like, my mom never gets mad. Like, rarely. It takes a lot to get her mad. I could sense some utter madness when I told her I had a beard and a mustache.
Send your mom a picture of Colonel Sanders and
you
say,
got to respect
that
your
again.
mom.
Try that
Yeah,
again, Mom.
prepubescent Colonel Sanders is what he's got going there.
Yeah.
Slow Mo Zo says, "Don't your testes need to drop before you can grow a beard?"
Hey, now Triple H is a man.
Good one.
Triple H is a man. He's been there. He's got that.
That's right. That's right.
So, you know how Luka Doncic, remember when he went to the Lakers and everybody was like,
Speaking of testes drop.
well, this
Go
is a
ahead.
guy who can't grow a beard either, to be honest.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, Luka, I guess, said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and pay $5,000 to cover this GoFundMe thing because there's this artist, Louis Palzino, who did a nice Mambas Forever mural at 14th and Main Street, and it was a mural of Kobe and Gigi Bryant. It was downtown Los Angeles, but it got vandalized, and it got tagged and kind of ruined. So he says, here, I'll pay for you guys to go ahead and do it, which I think is nice since he's the one who vandalized it.
That was a plot twist.
No, I'm telling you
Wasn't
right now,
expecting that.
I have no proof of this, but I'm pretty sure he did it and then realized,
buy it.
I should probably fix this.
I don't buy it.
So
How do you know Luca would have? Why would Luca have vandalized
Who knows why Luka does anything, Randy?
that? Okay.
I'm not ready to get deep down in the psyche of Luka Doncic.
Okay.
Kyle G says,
man.
"Hey, did you guys talk about Isaiah Simmons signing with the Packers? I feel like it's the best team to get his full potential out of him. What do you think of the former Cardinal Isaiah Simmons, Randy?"
Oh man, I love that guy. I feel like he was misused here, and I was sad to see him go. And the Packers signing him, good for them. I think this guy is a beast, just waiting to be let loose, and he'll get the right team, he'll get the right coordinator, and you better watch out because when he's loose, I think there's going to be some hell to pay. You tell him I'm coming and I'm bringing hell with me. Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
That it's the Packers. So
It's the Packers.
I watched Isaiah Simmons play in college, and he played safety and linebacker. He was used in the slot. He was used like everywhere. So honestly, Isaiah Simmons going to the NFL and the Cardinals kind of tried to make him one position.
Yes.
I'd like the Packers to use his versatility more.
Yes, I agree. I've said that from the time that he was drafted with the Cardinals.
Heck
I
yeah.
hope they use him correctly
Yeah.
because if they don't, he's not going to be the guy he needs to be.
let the guy be the guy.
Let Isaiah eat.
Just a tip, I think. You probably need to put your drink down for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the text. Is Harris said. Next text. Should. Next text. Bleep you 9. Next text. L understand it. Hey.
Oh my
Wow.
Put the phone down for a few minutes, just a tip.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
give it a second. Come on back to it. You're
Yeah.
gonna be okay. This man can hold his booze. This man can hold everyone's booze. But I think right now he's drinking everyone's booze. So we're going to take a break. We come back. I want to talk about something that I find very interesting. Adam Silver wants to innovate. Adam Silver wants to, but he's also smart, and he watches the way the wind blows, and he sees the wind blowing in a certain direction that may impact future All-Star games. And I'll tell you about it when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away? Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-791-1313. That's 800-791-1313.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your fake oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Volunteering creates positive change. You can help people in your community facing adversity, offering them hope and a path to a better future. You will transform lives, find fulfillment, and discover a sense of purpose. Join the Army behind the Salvation Army, dedicated to meeting human needs without discrimination. Discover how at salvationarmysouthwest.org. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time. They simply have the heart. Sponsored by the Salvation Army Southwest Division.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. T&Cs apply.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canyer, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
This is Brian Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Look at that. Pacers have come back. You're 5 minutes left in the third, and it's 62-61 Bucks over the Pacers. But, yeah, that is something right there. Also, many Christmas. The Mets are already up 4-0 over the Diamondbacks in the second inning, bottom of the second. Oof. Thanks, Quiet Cannon, for that update.
Told you the Mets are a buzzsaw right now. They went into the burrow there, and they're going to get buried in the burrow, are the Diamondbacks, unless they do something quick and make it happen.
Quiet Cannon says, yeah, I wish the announcer would stop bragging about the D-backs pitcher being so sharp. Yeah, way to go, guys. Slow-Mo Zoe says, watched a special on Nolan Ryan over the weekend. Did not realize he has thrown the fastest pitch.
Oh, yeah.
108.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was a strike, and the player stood there in just sheer disbelief.
It was almost broken. Like Ben Joyce from the Angels reached like 107 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nolan Ryan, that guy is like the definition of built different. Him being able to pitch until he was like 42, and pitch that
well.
fast and never ever get hurt. Like rarely.
At 42, I saw him pitch in his last season.
Crazy,
and he never gave up anything. I mean, he went out there. His velo was down, as you like to say.
Right.
His
Why not
velocity.
just say the whole word?
His velocity was down. But he was still a man in command at that plate, and you did not piss him off.
He would whoop your ass.
He will whoop your ass in a heartbeat.
He was like baseball dad.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's the definition of F around and find out that everybody likes to say today.
Mhm.
I heard
Remember
a
that one guy
conspiracy.
effed around.
Oh, yeah.
He found out.
He did. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Just the tip. Still texting some odd things, but he says he's okay. He says D-nap. He just, I guess he needs a nap. Ringless Joe says Pistons in 7. Okay,
Oh,
Ringless
man.
Joe. Let's see here. All right, I'll read this text. He says, I'm hoping that Travis Hunter will bring out the star quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, especially if he absolutely crushes the Texans and that player who intentionally concussed him. It'd be sweet karma to see the Texans get handed a loss twice next year.
I've been pretty clear in saying that I think Jacksonville, this is what they need. Trevor Lawrence no longer has any excuses because he's had a fair, valid point that he has just not had many elite receivers to throw to. Now he's probably going to have that next year. And Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter. So, hey, here we go. We're going to find out who Trevor Lawrence is truly.
We shall see. Big George says, I'm pretty sure that Harris's dad sounds like Chuck McDowell. Is that true? Does your dad sound like the guy from the commercials?
No, I don't
Chuck
think so.
McDowell. I'll get you out of your timeshare.
No, he's got more of a different type of draw than that. It's definitely
Yeah,
more
he's got
deeper.
Tennessee draw.
I think there's a difference. That was like different types of draws, but he's not that high pitched.
Chuck McDowell's got that Texas thing going on.
That is a Texas draw. He's not that high pitched. So sound
Delicious wants to know if you know that Robin Ventura is the only man to get 5 hits off of Nolan Ryan in one game.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
true. He got him to his face when he charged the
mound.
mount.
That's a good line. I like that. Moist One says fake news. Fake news. Fastest pitch ever officially recorded in Major League Baseball history is 105.8 miles an hour thrown by Ardolis Chapman.
Maybe was it broken recently? I thought Ben Joyce reached 105. I think Aroldis Chapman did do that. I thought
So,
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan-
I didn't know he didn't pitch one. I thought he pitched 108 too.
Your Google game is weak.
That wasn't me that said that.
No, I'm saying you should have Googled that before you said it for sure. You should know these things, Harris. That's
Well,
why
I
you're
said-
here.
I
We
said
brought you
that,
in here for that sole reason. That's the only reason.
Well, let me make myself
Obviously,
clear.
the only reason.
Here's what I said. After the 108, I said that's interesting. I know Ben Joyce got close to that at around 105. I didn't know Aroldis Chapman had 105.8. So
Who originally said that about the 108 miles an hour?
I don't know. I didn't say
Trying to
that.
see which texter it was who lied to us.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I really want to talk about. And I talked about this before we went to the break, and that is that little turtle without a shell, Adam Silver, is eyeballing an idea on what to do for the All-Star game. Because as we all know, the All-Star game sucks.
Yeah, it's bad.
So now the NBA is like, they're sitting around. They watch a lot of TV, right? Adam Silver, I think, constantly when he's not out talking and asking people to take him to their leader, he's sitting there watching TV, and he's like, "Hey, hold on, what's this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that's the International Hockey Classic thing there. They decided to do. Oh, that's something right there, isn't it?"
Yeah.
So now they're considering doing something like that with basketball. Now I don't know how many different teams you'd have for this, right? So you'd have the American team. I don't know if there's enough Canadians in the league.
Maybe you do each continent.
There's a lot of people from Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So the North American team, the European team.
Yep.
And we're done. I mean, what else can you do? So it'd be Europeans versus Americans. How do you do this? What other place, or do you do, like, hey, we got enough guys from a country, so that we're going to let them do it. We got enough guys from that country, we'll let them do it. I don't know if there's enough guys from individual countries. So I think you're right, Harris. It might have to be
U.S. versus Europe.
That's it. I don't know what else you could do.
You could add Australia in there, Asia doesn't really have.
Are
a
there
lot of
enough
talent.
Australians? Because that team will get their ass whooped all the time. There'll be like one or two
yeah.
good guys, and the rest will be just like meh.
You have like Kyrie Irving, and like that's really it. Like they
You got a
wouldn't
French
want-
team.
Yeah, I mean that's Europe, but yeah, I mean you would get a French team, but U.S. versus Europe game. That would be pretty cool.
Tuck says should be legals versus illegals. Yeah, and
Ooh.
then all of a sudden we get everybody like deported by ICE for
Ooh.
showing up to the game.
Yeah,
It'd
this
be a
is
forfeit every year.
Yeah.
So yeah, but for remember this is an all-star game. So if you're going to do, if you're not going to do a tournament, then you're right, Harris. It should be. But will they play any different than they do the all-star game?
I think they would. If it's the U.S. versus Europe, I think there's a lot on the line there. Yeah.
Because they don't, little Adam Silver is sitting there, cleaning the monocle because he, looks like a little miniature version of the Monopoly guy, and he's sitting there and he's watching and he's like, man, yeah, like the Olympics, people love the Olympics this time around.
Oh, heck
Everybody
yeah.
loved the international hockey game thing, and we got to do something here.
Look,
so
when
I don't
you-
know, is that the
yeah.
final answer? Is it Europe versus the United States, or is there something else, some other way of doing this?
When you're representing your own country, and here's the cool thing about the Olympics is they don't get paid a dime to do that. So it's solely just for the love of the game. There's something that brings out the best in players when you're representing something bigger than
We
yourself.
already established that, but you're not answering my question.
So I'm gonna get to it, right? So I'm gonna say there's something that brings out the best in players when you're representing something bigger than yourself, your country. So the U.S. versus Europe would be fantastic. That'd be great.
Is
for
that
them.
enough?
Yeah, I think that right there would be enough. The U.S. guys, I mean, there's probably
So
a chip on their shoulder.
Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
You don't have to do it today.
Sure.
You're like, just a little homework assignment. It
Yep.
probably gonna take you a few seconds. Or if you get it done, but today, that's great. I want to know what the starting lineups would be because it's the best of the Americans and it's the best of the Europeans.
I could probably think of this right now.
I mean, right
honestly.
off the top of your head, you got Luka, Jokic, Wembanyama.
Giannis.
I've just started on the
Yeah.
Europeans.
Giannis as well. You can add him. in there.
Giannis, sure.
Yeah. And you could add.
So does
and-
SGA not play?
SGA is Canadian.
He's Canadian. That's
he'd
not
be
European.
American.
Yeah.
He'd
I don't
play
know.
American
You could
then if
say
he's Canadian.
You could say maybe North America, but maybe a U.S. versus Europe. Maybe you could do a big old tournament of just a bunch of countries. Honestly, you could choose 8 countries.
No, we don't need another tournament in the middle of everything.
Yeah, it is.
Talking,
Maybe
don't
you
know.
make a whole like the NHL did, like an All-Star week. A whole All-Star week, and a bunch of these teams play in a tournament. You have like Monday night these teams play, Wednesday night these teams play. There's a quarter semi, and then it's like the Maui Invitational possibly in college basketball, where you have like 3, each team plays 3 games in 3 days. You could do something like that if you want to add a whole bunch of countries.
I guess
Stop.
is in the homework assignment, right?
Mhm.
If you say, okay, first, how would it look if we did it North America versus Europe?
Yep.
And it's like, okay, where do the Australians fit into that? Okay,
They
there's not
wouldn't.
enough that it matters. Okay,
Yeah.
so we could sort that out later. So
Yeah.
then after you do that first, then you say, okay, what if it is United States? Is there enough people in Canada? No. Okay. Are there enough people in France? Is there enough people in this place? Is there enough people in that place? And you kind of see if you can put together anything that way. I'm kind of struggling to think that you can.
I think you
you're
can.
probably going to have to do, and it's Europe versus North America, but where do the Australians fit in? What does anybody from anywhere else fit into that?
Yeah, they might do it where if you want to do one game, the Australians just aren't going to fit in. Canadians
You
just
can't
aren't
just
gonna fit in.
not a good player play. So if there's
Yeah.
a player good enough to play,
Yeah.
he's Australian, then you have to probably decide they fit with these guys, or
Which
they
makes
fit with
me
these
which
guys.
makes me think you probably do what the NHL did, which you have a week-long All-Star break instead of just a weekend. And you have that whole tournament, Maui Invitational
Tournament,
style
what?
tournament.
That's the point, Harris. Is there's not enough,
But you have different countries.
There,
Like-
there might not be enough players from any different countries. So I have an
Okay.
idea for that. I just had an idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go right back to North America versus Europe.
Mhm.
Everybody else who's out there, you have a little draft. You have the coaches. I got this guy. I got this guy. I got this guy. I got this guy. That's from
That's a
wherever anyone
great
else
idea.
is. They get drafted to either the American team or the European team.
It's a great idea, Jeffrey. I like that.
You know, I had that right on the fly. I just made boom. Right
Yeah,
there.
wow. maybe-
I'm an idea man. That's
Maybe
what I
you
do.
just do a U.S. versus the world thing too. That could be something.
That's what Tuck says. North America versus the world.
Or just U.S. versus the world, because honestly, that whole label that's going on,
We
with,
get
like,
killed.
U.S. would get killed. I mean, Jeffrey, you asked me like the starting lineup of the world. It's literally Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, and then you could add like Embiid. You could add SGA. You could add all of these other guys. Like, the world would probably win. U.S. is like Steph, LeBron, who are older, Durant. That's three. But then
Make sure we all understand that if somebody's here and they are now an American citizen, they're ours. I don't care where they're from.
But a bunch of NBA players could be American citizens. Like Embiid could play
If they
for.
are officially American citizen, they have to play on American team.
I say you give him the choice. Embiid's
Whistling
from
Gerbil
Cameroon.
says Embiid plays for Team USA.
Yeah, he does for now. Just wait till 2028. He's thinking of going and playing for France.
Tuck says, don't worry about it. Embiid will be hurt, so he's out.
Yeah, I don't even know if he'll play by then. Honestly, I don't know. His knees are bugging him.
We're very close to having this figured out.
Yeah.
We are. We've made significant progress, guys. Yeah, great
We
progress.
should work for Adam Silver.
We should. We should, man.
Really?
You got a tie right now between the Bucks and the Pacers, by the way. 73-73.
Oh, man.
Wow. This is looking interesting.
Bucks shouldn't have traded Drew Holiday. I'm going to say it.
Ringless Joe says, I don't understand how everyone misses the point of the Pro Bowl and All-Star games. They aren't meant to be actual game. They're meant to be a fun exhibition of the most talented players. They're not. They're supposed to be they're actually supposed to be both, Ringless Joe.
There's a lot to prove in the All-Star game. It's the greatest pickup game ever, right? And people are just sitting around shooting threes and just not even playing defense when, man, you're playing with the best players in the world all on one court at one time. That never happens.
If that was a good thing to watch, then people wouldn't be complaining about it. But the game stinks.
Yep.
They need to fix it. And we have given you the way to fix it.
Yep.
And whether or not Adam Silver does it our way or not, we'll see.
Yeah.
Slow Mozo says Nolan Ryan's fastest pitch speed measurement requires adjustment because half the time his pitch was measured at 10 feet in front of home plate. With the proper adjustments, Ryan's 100.9 mile an hour fastball dramatically explodes to an eye-popping 108.5 miles
This is
per
true.
hour.
I was just gonna list that. Yep.
So there you go. All right, guys, that's 2 hours down and 1 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmansolar.com.
Shop Kohl's Epic Deals today and save big on spring styles you love. Find epic deals like tees and tanks starting at $6.99, pillows or cozy towels for $2.99, stylish sandals starting at $12.99, and so much more. Plus, you can earn Kohl's Cash too. Spring is in the air, and so are the savings when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer valid through April 27th. Exclusions apply. See store or Colestar.com for details.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. Sponsored by Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, Radio Pound, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Oh, great movement. The Mets are up 6-0 now over the Diamondbacks, bottom of the third. Rodriguez is pitching he's pitching a beaut, ain't he?
Whale of the game.
Dear Lord. How much longer are they going to leave Rodriguez in there, man?
Until they feel like he's had enough.
I feel like he's had enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's had enough.
You're not Torey Lovello.
Just say, well, it's not about Torey Lovello, is it? It's about somebody with an abacus.
Well,
I
I feel like it's about Torey Lovello and his cronies, whoever it might be. Yeah. Torey Lovello will probably try to leave him out there as long as he can go, since they're already getting thumped. Unless something drastic happens offensively, I think he's going to leave Erod out there and let him go and not hurt him. Just tell him to back it off, and then instead of using his bullpen or his pitching staff, he'll probably let Erod go. And when it gets completely out of hand, he'll probably have a utility player or an infielder or somebody go out there and pitch instead of using any of his pitching staff. That's what I would do. Yeah, that's what I would do. So
it will get uglier before it gets prettier.
Yes, it's going to be very ugly, it seems like tonight.
Was ugly for the Pacers, but they were able to come back. And right now at the end of the third quarter, it is 75-75, all tied up between the Bucks and the Pacers. So that is where we are right now. There's no score in the end of the first for the Maple Leafs and Senators. By the way, they're just trying to hang on after being down 3-1.
Yeah,
right there. Let's see.
Love that we're talking hockey, man. I mean, the Maple Leafs, obviously it's a starved franchise, and that's what they've been. They have choked a lot of leads.
Yep.
But the Maple Leafs are the team that I'm rooting for this year, because if they make it all the way, it's just great for hockey. That fan base is one of the best fan bases in sports.
It's looking good for them, but right now, Devils are up 3-0 over the Hurricanes in the first.
Yeah.
And then later on, let's see, is that tonight that we got Oilers and Kings?
Tonight, Oilers and Kings.
And Wild and Golden?
That's tonight, 7:00 on TBS. I'm going for Edmonton.
ESPN has Wild and Golden at 6:30 p.m. I think that's tonight.
Yeah. Wild and
so
Golden.
lots of stuff going on, in case you care, and even if you don't. But right now I just need something to distract me from the horrificness that is the Diamondbacks. Oh, look at that! The Pacers now up 79-75. They have, I think that might be their first lead. Of the night. So there you go.
If the Bucks lose, it's going to be an interesting offseason.
Oh, great! It's now at 7-0. Mets over the Diamondbacks. 6.03 ERA for Rodriguez. Fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
Ringless Joe says the All-Star game and the in-season tournament are as useless as boobs in a bowl. Winning an in-season tournament, meaningless. Ask Bucks fans after the Pacers sent them home today if they feel like champions because they won a stupid, pointless in-season tournament back in November.
Right.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah, they're trying to be the Maui Invitational in the NBA, and they're just not going to be that.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, let me get this straight. You think one country doesn't stand a chance against all 194 other countries? One would hope the 194 could take out one single country. That didn't even invent the sport. What do you? Okay, first off, yeah, Canadian came up with basketball, but it was America that took it the rest of the way after the guy had a peach basket in his gymnasium. But as far as that, no, I mean, listen, the United States, if you just in 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I'd have said, hell yeah, the United States could win this. Right now, I do feel like the greats that have come here from other countries outnumber the greats that are here from this country right now.
But yeah, well, certainly, I think the NBA is becoming a more international sport. I don't know. It looks like to me. I mean, France has really put out some great players. I mean, there's Wemby and there Embiid, and you're looking more at French players that are being sought after by the NBA. And I think when you look at the major sports. Hockey's probably number one for having a very international flavor. And
US,
I think that's why that tournament worked so well, because it was the world playing each other to see who was the hockey great. And Canadian ended up, winning that tournament. I don't know that it'll work in the NBA.
Well, hockey has definitive countries that contribute more than just a couple of guys to the sport. Basketball, there might be a clump of guys from France, a couple of guys from wherever the hell Jokic and Luka are from. Do you know? I can't remember.
Serbia and Slovenia.
Sure. See, it's not even the same country.
Southern Europe.
And so, the world has some of the best players coming at us, but they don't have enough from any one place to do it the same way. Megatron says SGA, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, Jokic, Kyrie, Frank Wagner, Siakam, Dyson Daniels, Giddey, Sinjin, Markkanen, he says, I'll take the world. Yeah, I'll take the world too right now, because that's a lot of those great players are from. But
I would take Europe over the US in general.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a less than patriotic thing. It's just a fact of where things are. And if you were able to get more players up to NBA level, now you can have an actual world championship. But we just don't have enough players from each one of those countries for them to say, here's the team that'll win. That's why United States wins the gold in the Olympics, because our best guys from the United States are going to overwhelm one or two guys from France and a bunch of their locals, or one or two guys from this place and a bunch of their locals. It's just not enough. Once you go world versus US, we're going to have a hell of a time until we get some new blood in there that is at that same level.
Yeah. Well, the NBA is an entirely different game from the European game, from the EuroLeague game. There are different
But it's
rules.
close enough that these guys are coming here and they're running up and down.
It is, but also you got to consider some EuroLeague guys are better than some NBA guys. They would just rather stay home, or there's better money being a high up in the EuroLeague than there is being a lower end in an NBA roster, potentially G League contract. And so they decided to go to
present
Europe.
itself in Olympics, does it?
Yeah,
it did not present itself because the
then,
United States still won the Olympics.
Let me say this: the U.S. barely beat Serbia. They had to come back down 20 in the fourth quarter. They lost to France in the previous Olympics. It
took a little effort, but yeah, they still won.
They lost to Germany in the FIBA World Cup, by the way. They also lost to Canada in the bronze medal game.
When the FIBA was going on, how many professional players were in there?
There was still a decent amount. Americans,
but not like it was with the Olympics.
You still had Anthony Edwards. You still had Jalen Brunson. Like, you had some studs on that U.S. team that ended up losing to Germany. And so I'll say this: these countries are completely catching up. By 2028. Sure. I'm going to say a bold take here. By 2028, I do not think the United States is going to be the best country in basketball. I think they will. I don't think they'll win the gold medal. I don't think they're going to win.
There's no reason to do that if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be the ones winning the gold medal. I think it's going to be either Serbia or France. France has been putting up tons of dudes in the NBA. Canada could be there, but France and Serbia are two countries I have my eye on, and I think they're going to surpass the U.S. by 2028.
So, I say that in jest. We shouldn't do this, but I mean, listen, we took away many a Stanley Cup from, Canada. I mean, Canadians were dominant in hockey until they weren't. So now maybe we're not dominant in basketball. Maybe that'll be good for the sport, inspiring.
I think it's great for the sport.
People to come in and play harder and do better. You know, these guys are coming from other countries and they man, they want it more than we do. One of the
Yeah.
reasons I like to watch college basketball maybe a little bit more than I like to watch the NBA, because at the college level, everybody's doing an audition and they're playing their hearts out.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting their bodies on
Oh,
the
heck
line.
yeah.
And it's
There's
just
no load
way
management.
more energetic basketball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Is there enough pride in the American players to up their game the same way the Europeans have?
I think the biggest issue in basketball is these Europeans are training these guys better than Americans. The AAU system has failed American basketball. It's turned into a lot of iso ball, one-on-one, do your thing in the mid-range. EuroLeague, these guys in Europe, they know how to move the ball. They know how to set good screens. They're fundamentally way more sound. So the reason why the U.S. is behind, I think, is because, well, one, I don't think they're utilizing the college game enough. And two, these Europeans are getting properly trained by pros at like 14, 15. There's all these under 15, under 19
Yes.
Real Madrid teams.
Yes.
The U.S., they're all playing in high school and they're playing AAU ball, which is basically a lax pickup game where you're chucking threes and playing kind of defense.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
US's training program is behind Europe's.
Well, I mean, will embarrassment push us forward?
And I don't even say embarrassment. I think what it's
No,
going
that's
to
what
take.
it would be, Harris. We'd
Yeah.
be embarrassed.
Yeah, I'd say what it's going to take. You know what? You're right, Jeffrey. I would say it would take the U.S. losing to the gold medal and maybe Adam Silver saying, something's going on here. Maybe we're not using the college game enough. Maybe the AAU system is messing things up. I got to see what I can do.
Finding Wampa says, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure the French players will be on the United States team. I think they were included in that Louisiana purchase a couple of years back. I think it was stated. You're right, Finding Wampa. There's a line in that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
In the Magna Carta, I'm pretty sure it says we get the Spanish players too.
Yeah,
Not that there
yeah.
are any good ones right now.
Spain, that's another country. I didn't even mention them. Yeah.
Anybody good from Spain right now? Probably not.
Honestly, not at the moment. They have some dudes coming up, though, in the draft that are going to be really good. So their future's good.
Let's see. T-Licious says Team North America would be necessary since Shea Gilligan Alexander is Canadian.
Yeah.
Slow Mo Zo said, oh, gee, I just lost the whole text line. Just flopped right off the page.
Oh.
Bye.
Oh,
Please stand
there
by.
it goes. There it
Your
goes.
texts are important to us. Please stand by.
Yes.
Here's Randy with a special message for all of you standing by as the text line comes back up.
Have you ever felt that itch? You know, the itch deep down in your shorts.
I feel it right
there's
now.
some new talcum
me
powder
too.
for you. Get it by calling 1-800-STOP-MY-ITCH. That's 1-800-STOP-MY-ITCH.
Can you repeat that number
Thanks,
again?
Randy.
I want to make sure I call that number.
All right. Let's see. Dr. Roadmap says, I was in Latvia and Lithuania 10 days ago.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not making this up.
Wow.
The text line keeps falling apart on me.
Hmm.
That's a re- Well, they
Please
love
stand by.
basketball. In Lithuania, let me say this.
Oh, here it is. He says
Yeah.
the men and women are super tall in Latvia and Lithuania.
Really?
That's what he's saying.
Wow. Wonder what they're feeding them.
I wonder too. I don't know. I'm looking up average height by country. I want to see which country is the tallest. The Netherlands.
Doesn't that just make you feel sad being
They're
5'6"?
the tallest. 5'8" for the record.
For the
Mhm.
record, right? Sure.
Mhm.
5'8"
Last
3/4.
Optimist says the Magna Carta was an English document, not a Spanish one.
Mm.
No one likes the math geek, Scully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Quiet Cannon says peace foreign countries are going to start importing talent from other foreign countries. And by 28, Harris might be right about us not being the best team. I'm not sure that we have the best team now.
Imagine 2028 when LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry all retire,
Mhm.
right? Potentially by that time.
Mhm.
And or they're just older. And you get John Morant, Anthony Edwards, and these are a bunch of guys, Devin Booker maybe, who are very, very good. But in terms of making an efficient ball moving team, I don't know if they fit together. And so the US might have that issue, such as these Serbians, these Frenchmen, Spaniards, they know how to move the ball and play such fluid basketball. And I think the US is going to look around and say, oh my gosh, what are they doing that we're not? Our roster is worth billions of dollars in the NBA. Theirs is worth probably low millions, and they're beating us.
Oh,
Why are they
brother.
doing that?
Donnie's like Anthony Edwards,
Oh,
Tatum,
Wow.
Booker. Who else?
Yeah.
Thanks, Donnie.
Yeah.
Random texter says Triple H is 5'8", like Kyler Murray is 6'1".
That is not.
Oh
true.
no, I've seen him. He's 5'8". Yeah,
Yeah.
I've measured him up. Yeah.
Ralph from Harmon Solar says, "Hey Randy,
Yeah.
I called that number. Moist
Uh-huh.
one picked up. Don't appreciate you guiding me this way."
I'm sorry. It's just the first number on the top of my head for some reason. I don't know why.
Sir Drives a Lot says most American players play the highlight game.
Yep.
World players actually play the game the way
Yep.
it's supposed to be played.
I agree 110% with that. I feel like the game has turned into me ball, not basketball. And I think Harris is right 100%. We're not utilizing the college game at all. What we're doing is we've made this game so rich and so money available that these kids want to leave high school and go make the big dollars. They don't want to go learn how to play the game of basketball at the collegiate level. I mean, if you watch,
it's a business decision, but
well, I understand that. But if you watch the college game, I mean, they're talking about moving the ball around. They're talking about taking good shots, utilizing the clock. When to foul, when not to foul, how to properly make foul shots. I mean, it's just it's a facet of the game, how to play effectual defense. It's a facet of the game that the guys today just don't have. I mean, it's like whoever can outscore the other team wins. It's not who can shut the other team down.
There was a anonymous NBA assistant who said, I was dealing with some players and some of them don't even know how to set a proper screen. So in the NBA, by the way, and fundamentals, this was a quote. So fundamentals aren't taught. Rick Pitino, actually, who coached in Greece, had a quote and said, college basketball is basically a carbon copy of European basketball, just with less skill level. And so that being said, I think Adam Silver's got to look at the college game. First off, he's got to look at what the NFL is doing and the 3-year rule, and look at how popular the NFL draft is and how much hype these rookies get. And he could say, I wonder if we want to do what the NFL is doing, maybe make a 2-year rule for the college game in basketball. Let them learn some fundamentals, let them learn more defense, learn how to move the ball more.
Changed it back though,
Yeah, well, I mean, they had the high school rule for a while. And if you don't remember, during that era, the U.S. actually lost to Argentina. So the high school rule was kind of messing with them. Then they made the one and done rule. I think 2 years would be great for the NBA.
Big George says, my dad's side of the family is Lithuanian, so that's where I get my hype from. I went there like 15 years ago. I felt at home amongst my kind of people. The women are drop dead gorgeous there too, he says.
Interesting.
King Kitten says, here's a new text or nickname for your list. Rosetta Stone.
All right.
I don't know about that.
All right.
Quiet Cannon says, is it true when Harris jumps, it's called a hiccup?
No.
Because Harris Hicks. It's a hiccup. Firefighter says, Randy, I tried calling that number and all it said was it couldn't be completed as dialed. Can you repeat the number, please?
1-800 Stop That Itch.
Sir Drives a Lot says, preach, Randy, preach.
Yes, thank you.
Heck yeah, Randy.
Let's check in before we go to break here and see what's happening. Oh man, it's just going back and forth. Bucks 89, Pacers 87, 7 minutes left in that game. Dimebacks now down 7-0, and they're still pitching Rodriguez in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, I mean, this team can, offensively speaking, this team can make up 7 runs. Just get later in the game when
so you think we're spotting the Mets, are we?
Well, no, I don't think we're spotting them. This is certainly not the way the game plan works out. But I think,
God, it's 8-0 now.
Well, I think offensively speaking,
get him off the mound.
This team can certainly make up 8 points in a game.
This is horrible. He's getting shelled like nobody I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it's the way it goes. Sometimes, some nights you have it, and some nights you don't.
Blow-ups happen in baseball. It's yeah.
So the Senators are up 1-0 over the Maple Leafs, and the Pistons and Knicks. Your Pistons 22, Knicks 27 at the moment. So
see, I'm a big Maple Leafs guy because of Austin Matthews. He's an Arizona guy. He's an Scottsdale kid, and grew up here. And he's a captain now on the Maple Leafs. I'd love to see him win it all. I'm thinking about getting Austin Matthews jersey here sometime soon.
Yeah.
Do you like when I give scores?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's now 8-0. Mets over the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
How about the Knicks and Pistons, Jeffrey?
Oh
I mean,
yeah, the Knicks and Pistons. That's happening right now. 27-22. Knicks over the Pistons.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Devils are still 3-0 over the Hurricanes as we speak. All right, that's enough scores for now. Let's take a break. When we come back, I don't know, something. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My best friend died suddenly, and now his wife and kids have to move out of their house. I had no idea he didn't have life insurance. If I could go back, I'd tell him how easy and affordable protecting your family can be with SelectQuote. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 life insurance policy for only $18 a month. They compare many of the nation's most highly rated insurance carriers to find the right coverage and price for your needs. In the last 40 years, they've helped more than 2 million families secure over $700 billion in coverage. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. Don't wait until it's too late. Get peace of mind that your loved ones are protected with life insurance.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-480-5454 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-480-5454. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-480-5454.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your fake oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
The Rich Eisen Show. Calais Campbell here, the Arizona Cardinals. You've done everything in your career, and now here you are trying to get back to the Super Bowl and win it. Why do you keep doing it?
I think about that all the time. I mean, I've done enough where I could walk away and feel really good about my career. But when I think about it, it really comes down to, the love of the game. I love this game with all my heart. I started playing at 6 years old. Eventually, I do got to go home. But, the reason why I keep going now is I feel like I got more to offer.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Tell me that you wouldn't like to have some tape of the conversation between Calais Campbell and Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't understand much of it, but both guys, those are great guys.
You'd only catch every other word or so. But wow, how much fun would that be?
By the way, Shaquille O'Neal is now a GM of Sacramento State. It's an unpaid position. I don't know why they think he's going to actually do anything for them.
His son is a senior there.
Right. But I mean, it's got to be
That's why. Okay.
Why even bother with this? Why even bother? It's unpaid, so he doesn't get money.
Are they just GMs?
He's not going to do anything for them as a GM.
Yeah. Are they just GMs because they just gave him a lot of money
I
and they're like, here's this fancy title?
I don't think they're giving him any money. I think that he's taking this just to be there for his son's senior season.
You know what else you can do? You could just be there for his season. You don't have to carry a title.
Gets to be on campus. He gets to come into practices.
I bet you could just let him have that no matter what. You don't have to have a title.
Frat house dances. Everybody knows he loves to dance. I mean, Shaq, he don't mind dancing. He's got the moves. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for a 7-foot guy, that's saying something right there. So good for him.
Big George says, I like when you give score updates, Jeffrey. It reminds me when you guys used to have hourly updates when Randy used to do them from the Mega Sports Complex.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, we found out nobody cared about them. And it's in the afternoon. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. But for the most part, during the year, stuff's not really happening during this show.
I don't know.
You could have it like on a morning show or something.
I never had a problem with it. I could come up with stuff.
Maybe that's what we do. We would have Harris do a sports update every hour, except for he has no attention span.
Well,
we've established that earlier.
True.
As a Gen Z,
who
knows what we would get?
He would probably forget. Yeah.
The Knicks are up. I forgot.
Wow,
it's easy
you're
for
good.
you to say.
That's amazing. Please give us more. It's a tie game between the Knicks right now. 7 minutes left in the second quarter, 31-31.
Jeffrey just scooped you. Sorry, Harris.
Bucks and Pacers still going back and forth, and there's only 3 minutes left. But no, Harris, if Harris could do I don't know, should we have something like that on the show? Sometimes, listen, we decided two things were going to happen long before Harris was ever here. One is we got tired of doing traffic. And we thought, hey, why help everybody get home because the longer they're in the car, the better our ratings are. So we took traffic out. Also, because the people who did the traffic were boneheads. And it was sort of sad. Then second, we got rid of the sports updates, excuse me, at the top of the hour.
Excuse you.
Because sports fans didn't care about them. We had we workshopped this, we focus grouped it, and the sports fans were like, we really don't need a sports update at the top of the hour at the beginning of a show or top of a show because we have our updates right here in our hands, in our pockets. It's called our phone. And if we care about it, it's coming to our phone. So that's why we stopped doing the on-air sports updates because everybody already knew the stuff we were going to say.
And we do breaking news when it comes out, when it's available. We do breaking news.
Sure.
So why have the updates?
So that's why we're at this point. So now I'm open-minded and forward-thinking enough to ask, do we need to go back to any of that?
I would say since it's on your phones. No.
I love that Harris thought I was asking him.
Oh,
but go ahead, continue, Harris.
Yeah. I'm just giving my honest insight here. If the scores are on your phones, then I would say not a necessity. But if the text line wants it, I mean, hey, it's
You mean the fourth dimension?
The fourth dimension.
Oh, geez, I would never let them run the show.
Oh,
I can't imagine what that.
They run the show enough already, don't they?
Can you imagine Voice One and Firefighter just on two opposite mics? No. I don't know where that would be.
They'd probably both be very nervous and be very boring.
Could be.
I don't know about Moist One. I think Firefighter.
You don't know. You ain't met these people.
Yeah,
Moist One was very quiet when I met him.
He's a clever one. Really,
He's
he was
clever,
quiet.
But not everybody's clever with their voice. I was gonna say not everybody's clever with their mouth, but I thought, that plays right into
that plays
right into his
game.
He's starting to thumb it out
Can't
right
start
now.
playing his game. Yeah. Can't do that.
Last Optimist says, Jeffrey, if it helps with your diet, remember that all the money you spend on food is eventually flushed right down the toilet.
I hate that.
Hadn't even thought about that, but
until now, thank you.
I really hate
You're
that.
right. You're not wrong. You're right. Firefighter says, I like the updates, but I thought you got the news from a teletype machine. Oh, yeah. God, remember those, Randy?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, by the time I started, it was a dot matrix printer. It wasn't a teletype, though.
When I started in radio, it was the actual teletype machine. You would go in there and rip the paper, and they called it rip and read. You would rip the paper and read it on the air.
We used to get the traffic that way. We would read the traffic ourselves, and we'd read the little sponsor. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Dot
Off the
matrix
same page.
printer. Yep.
All right, was getting close, but it's still real close between the Pacers and the Bucks. 97 to now the Bucks are 98 to 97. Bucks now on top. It's just going back and forth.
That's a good game.
Random texter says, I don't think we need any traffic report or sports update, but we definitely need the great meteorologist Randy White's weather reports to continue.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can currently under beautiful skies, some light clouds out there. It's 83 degrees, mostly sunny. A nice, beautiful day, Chamber of Commerce, shall I say, in the Valley of the Sun. This week, going to get hot the next few days. Tomorrow, 88 for the high. Thursday and Friday into the 90s. Saturday, 91. But hey, what's that? 72 for the high on Sunday. 72 again next Monday, and 76 on Tuesday.
Was not expecting this weather.
Well, I'm just telling you, it's sort of it's an Indian summer, Indian spring, if you will, here in the valley. It's 83 currently under wispy clouds on a Chamber of Commerce day here in the Valley of the Sun. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Thank you, Randy. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'll take it.
What is going on?
I will take
when
it.
When I leave this weekend, the weather gets nice all of a sudden.
Boo-hoo, Magoo. T-Licious says, nothing was ever more annoying than Greg Schulte with the out-of-town scoreboard. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, that wasn't bad. The governor reading the out-of-town scoreboard? I didn't think so. I mean, you're on radio. You're listening to the game on the radio. Perhaps you wanted to know the score of the Pirates game, and he would provide that.
Moist One says everybody should stop listening.
Why?
He says everyone stop what you're doing and go watch the catch that Dalton Varsho just made.
Why?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I mean, see, now everybody's going to stop listening to the show.
Thanks.
And go look at the Red Sox Blue Jays game.
Yeah, what
for
the
his behind the back catch. You just ruined everything for us. You know that we have children and we have mortgages and we have jobs, and now you're just taking away from us right now.
Thanks a lot.
And people driving down the road are now like, what are we supposed to do? Pull over?
By the way, Dalton Varsho would not be here if it weren't for the damn Diamondbacks. How about that?
Yeah, batting .214, Dalton Varsho. Well, I mean, he did get lucky with this catch. He was stumbling, and then he caught the ball behind his back.
Wow. Yeah, I'm watching it right now. Wow.
Don't ever everybody stop this audience again, Moist One. How dare you?
Come on, Moist One. It was a cool catch, though. I'll admit it. But it wasn't worth turning the show off for. I mean, he fell
agree.
and he stumbled and he got back up.
Angry.
Yeah. Jeffrey's angry.
Quiet Cannon now trying to take us down the conspiracy theory trail. Randy.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the HARP program? There's a lot of vapor trails in the sky. Are they spraying us with some crap that's causing all these clouds? Any comments, Randy?
I have no comment on that. No comments whatsoever. Jeffrey?
They're definitely spraying us with something. Hopefully it's birth control, so we have less people.
Triple H, you have a comment on the HARP system?
It works on Harris because he's got the personality that is birth control.
Okay.
Wow, that was a stinging comeback. Oh man, how will I ever recover?
Such a witty comeback. I don't know what you're going to do, Jeffrey. I mean, that was a pretty witty comeback.
The vapor trails in the sky, you guys know what that is. That's jet exhaust from the high-flying birds going over our great state of Arizona, traveling on to somewhere else.
No, Randy, I told my kids that's the planes emptying the toilets.
Look, I can go conspiracy theory.
Well, I mean,
I can go
could
conspiracy
go
theory all day.
guess.
I'm open to pretty much anything.
You can go conspiracy theory?
I can't.
Let me hear your conspiracy theories.
Oh, I
Triple
don't know
H.
if this is built for the show. It might have to be an off-air conversation.
No.
But
why would you give us all that buildup?
Because I was going to say, something is off with the amount of the HARP program. Prices are too high. Prices are too high. Prices are simply too high. It's
what?
Home
Well,
affording.
they killed the eggs are high because they killed all those chickens because of the bird flu.
I had to clean up some like a pigeon diarrhea off my pool deck last night. Does that have anything to do with that?
They need to kill that pigeon right there.
Those
Probably
birds could
has the
be
bird
government
flu.
watch birds.
If I ever find and catch that one, I will kill it.
You won't catch it because it's stealth.
That was a lot of diarrhea.
The HARP program is like it's a federal program to make sure that houses are cheap, pretty much.
Is
and
that
they're
what it
not
is?
cheap. Yeah.
Oh.
Jonesy says it was raining blue drops in California today, like Breaking Bad meth blue. A little strange. Well, no, see, the blue stuff is what they put in them toilets. So that actually plays to my theory.
There's no
They got to
doubt.
clean the air in LA somehow. And I suppose that's the best way to do it.
I'll say there's no doubt that these chemicals that we eat, that we consume, they're vastly unhealthy, and these corporations need to be held accountable for it.
Yeah.
Face Slappa says chemtrails falling to the ground. Moist One says, sorry, Jeffrey, that was me. Was too scared to knock. Quiet Cannon says, I don't understand that. Last Optimus says, I remember the computers monitoring the Wire news service at the college radio station. Printed top stories out now on that tractor feed paper. And that was one system I did not touch working for college IT. If I need to perform maintenance on the broadcast computer, they just dropped an 8-track and flipped the reel for the whole feed.
Wow.
Wow, Last Optimus. Didn't know you were that deep in.
Wow.
Hamilton Porter says, let's just say there's a reason the Tigers let Erod walk.
They traded him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
we
traded
see that
him.
now. No,
The
we get
reason
it.
why they traded him was because the Tigers were the worst, I believe, the worst team in the MLB. One of the worst teams in the MLB, and the Diamondbacks were trying to win. Yeah.
T-Licious says, that Varsho catch, you can hang a star on that one. Oh, doctor.
It was pretty awesome. It was an
Big
awesome
George
catch.
wants to know when this show became another episode of Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Man, we have no control over what this program becomes in any given moment.
Oh, he was signed in free agency by the Diamondbacks, by the way.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he wasn't traded. My mistake.
But
My mistake.
the team that he was on, I thought it was the Mariners, but was it the Tigers?
It was the Tigers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the Tigers.
They didn't re-sign him, so
No,
there's- there's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, doctor. Base Slapper says, ask Randy about bananas.
Aren't you glad I didn't say bananas?
Okay, I just
Yeah, I don't even know.
wow, Base Slapper, way to bring the entire program to a complete and utter halt.
Just screeching halt.
Yeah, it just thank you. By the way, Samson Nakua has been suspended from the UFL. Best thing that's probably ever happened to his career, but he slapped a fan.
Oh my.
The UFL had to act quickly because it might have been their only one.
Could have. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, why are we even talking about Uffle anymore? I mean, they're gone, right? They're done. There's no way that
They have
are
to talk
they playing
about
right
something.
now?
I mean,
Is there
yes,
something
they're
happening?
still playing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the last season. It's going to be over soon.
Okay.
Let's talk about real football, though. The schedule release date for the NFL schedules, May 14th.
Okay.
Wow. Coming up here.
May 14th. We're going to
All
know who's playing who and when and what and why and where. Now the draft is over. They can kind of take a look at teams and go, this might be a good matchup. And they will absolutely blow it.
Yeah.
Oh, they do every year, don't they?
Yeah. But, well, we'll just always can have some hope. Always can have some hope. Moisman says, May the 14th be with you. It doesn't really work with the 14th.
No, 14th is not the day.
Don't work like that. May the
I
4th be
am-
with you. Come on.
I am conflicted on two things right here in front of me.
All right.
One says the sports books were actually more accurate about the 2025 NFL draft first round than the football analysts were.
No kidding.
Not
Okay,
a
I
surprise.
guess I can get that, right?
Not
Gee
a
whiz.
surprise.
Imagine
then
that.
the books are saying that Arch Manning already favored to go first overall in the 26th draft.
Yeah, is he going to play just 1 year at Texas and then go? I don't think so.
I think he is.
I think
You
he
think
will.
he is really?
I do.
If he's up to that standard. If he's not playing up to that standard,
I think he will be.
he'll stay in another year.
Yeah.
But if he does, like Uncle Peyton and Uncle Eli, and he'll go first overall in the draft, hopefully to my Colts.
This is not a Bronny James situation. I think Arch is darn good.
We
I
haven't
think he
seen
is.
a whole lot of him to
Yeah,
really say that, though, have we?
I would put a lot on the line to say he's darn good. I would.
Based on what?
Well, first off, he played super well. Granted, it's Mississippi State and Louisiana Monroe. But second off, you have every single recruiting service in the world in football rating him as the number one guy consensusly.
You sure it's not a little Shador Sanders hype?
So the only guys that have had a perfect 6-star rating coming out of high school, and mind I tell you, these aren't like hype talk show hosts rating them. These are like people who are their job is to scout athletes, 247 on 3, all that. The only other guys is Vince Young and Jadeveon
What did
Clowney.
he mean by 247 on 3?
Oh, yeah. So these are recruiting.
What did he mean by
Yeah,
that?
this is really inside baseball here. But these are recruiting services.
Oh, you're talking about football.
These are That's an expression.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
recruiting services that rate these players.
247 on
247 on 3.
I don't know what that means.
And all of these recruiting services
8675309.
Yeah,
have
Jenny,
rated
Jenny.
Arch Manning as a perfectly rated recruit. The only other
NCC
guys,
1701.
Vince
Mhm.
Young and Jadeveon Clowney. Gosh, just let me get a point out, please.
We'd like to point out we don't know what.
Too soon
So
to
I-
hype up Arch Manning like this.
I don't
It's
think
too
so.
soon.
I don't think
We
so.
haven't seen enough of him even in college ball. And you're now going off of information that was generated of a guy who is in high school, stuff that could be overinflated because of who he's related to. You know, they could have given him a little more here, taken a little more there. I mean, I don't know if even the high school evaluations were accurate. What did you see of him in Texas when he would fill in?
Yeah, he was just extremely good against Mississippi State and Louisiana Monroe. He was laser accurate. He has a
First
deep
round
ball.
pick, good.
Heck yeah.
Go back and look at those games and stats again. Are you sure
Yes.
you want to put him as first round?
Absolutely.
First pick, good.
No doubt about it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think he's that good. I think he's that good. Also, one thing about Arch in this era where
I
all
need
these
the Colts
guys
to start Daniel Jones every game now.
where all these guys are constantly waiting for the portal or all these guys are hitting the portal. I need my time now. I need my money now. Arch has waited behind Quinn Ewers for 2 years. I think that's a pretty cool thing too. Underrated part of him is the fact that he's waited for that long. I love that.
Changed my mind. I actually want them to start Mo Alley Cox at quarterback all year long now. So we can get Arch
yeah.
Manning, please.
You should do it. Awful
Harris's
for Arch.
dad says, dude, Arch is highly accurate, wicked mobile, and extremely fast. Does he always talk like that?
Is your dad
Is he
from
just
Bo-
trying to
is
fit
he-
in with us?
Is he from Boston?
He always says, dude.
Arch is highly accurate, wicked mobile, and extremely fast.
No, that's not how he sounds at all.
Hmm.
He's got a strong draw. Very strong draw. He's
Well,
probably riding on
imitate
his
him.
tractor
Let's
right
hear
now.
it. Let's hear your imitation of your dad.
I know. What's up, kid? Damn it, you didn't find the remote. Come on now. Let's get mad at you.
I doubt he sounds like this.
Oh, he sounds just like
Where
that.
the hell's the remote? Oh my God! I swear to God, I'm gonna shave your head. I'm gonna stick you in the septic tank, and we're never gonna see you again.
Like that?
Yeah, that's kind of how he sounds like.
Wow. So that's accurate?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty accurate.
Wow.
Yep.
Chosen One says, is this Harris's house? And he shows a picture of the Triple H Resort.
Hmm.
He is not a resort owner.
No. I'm not
Moist
a
One
resort
says Arch can run too, by the way.
Darn it, he's a super fast. He's not like the Mannings, like of old. Like he is a fast runner. Like he's reached over like 20 miles an hour in a game. And so
That sounds like his
them-
daddy, right? I mean, his
Right,
daddy was a
exactly.
wide
That sounds like
receiver.
you,
He-
Randy.
He was oh hell no.
Yeah, sounds just
Running and me are not in the same sentence. My baseball coach used to he used to clock me down first base using a sundial. That's how slow I am.
Hamilton Porter says Harris makes his dad sound like Hank Hill. Your dad sounds like, oh, damn it, Bobby.
No,
sound like
he
that.
don't sound like Hank Hill. It's too
Base-
stronger.
Base Slappa just wants to talk about the Savannah Bananas for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why. Big George says Tom Hanks is at the Diamondbacks game. He's cheering for the Mets, though. Bastard.
Sure he is.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
he
So
is.
he's a New York guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure, nothing wrong with that.
By the way, while we were doing whatever the hell this is, the Bucks and Pacers went to overtime.
Wow.
And right now it's 109-106 Pacers. And there you go. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got on this date in Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Progressive knows you've got enough to worry about in life.
Hi, it's your life again. Feel like another year is just slipping away. Yeah, remember all those New Year's resolutions you made? You still haven't finished the first book. Just 19 more to go. I mean, if we're being honest, it wasn't a very realistic goal. Have you ever considered that you intentionally self-sabotage? So what's that about?
So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Water is Arizona's most valuable resource. And for over a century, Phoenix has led the way in providing reliable water services. Wherever you call home in Arizona, we all share the responsibility to conserve for tomorrow. Watch your water use, especially outdoors. Consider desert-friendly landscaping and water-saving appliances. Together, small changes can make a big difference. Learn more at phoenix.gov/water and help secure Arizona's water future. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix Water Services Department.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dave Linder here on 1580 The Fanatic. Ross Toby says Wolves in 5. Yeah, okay. I don't care. I mean, can't lose personally. Either Ralph is upset or Donnie's upset. Win for us. I just don't
Donnie really gets on your nerves, Jeffrey.
You even know anything about Donnie?
Well, you've told me. You called him a what you call
said,
him?
"Oh, I like Donnie." You don't even know anything about him. You haven't read his stuff and seen his what he does on Twitter. You haven't really heard a lot of what he says here, mostly because I just ignore his texts a lot.
What'd you call him yesterday? A ding something? I can't remember.
Dingbat?
Yeah, something like that.
I called him that uncensored in on Twitter because yesterday I was trying to read one of Donnie's texts and I clicked on it and I was like, yeah, Donnie says, and then poof, it says, oh, this user is gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this idiot. So I went over to Twitter. I'm like, I don't care if you leave the show and we never hear from you again, but I don't want you thinking that I blocked you and then going on a Twitter tirade about this. So I just want to let you know, if you accidentally said the word stop in your tweet, like we've told everybody 1 million times, don't do this. And I said, then, you might want to put start so your text come through again. Now, if you've decided to F off, power to you. I'm not trying to talk you into coming back. I'm just saying, I don't want to get blamed for this. And so he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. I did. That's what I did. He said, stop being a delusional homer and acknowledge my Wolves. Now, if I'd read that text, I'd have said no. And I think he was talking to Ralph actually at that moment because he is the delusional homer when it comes to the Lakers.
Yes, he is.
So that's what I said to him afterwards. I said, dip bleep, how many times we've said don't text the word stop on our text line, because it just automatically drops you out of the opt-in thing we talked about. So
the moment Ralph said Luka Doncic is a better player than Nikola Jokic, that's when I knew, he's a delusional. He's a homer.
No, he's delusion. He's not delusion. He knows better.
Yeah.
Ralph knows better, but he continues to just be annoying with that. And then let's say that the Lakers or the Dodgers lose. The next day, he's like, I never said that. We've got it on tape. He's like, I don't care what you think. I never said that.
He's one of those guys.
You just ignore him.
Yeah, you do.
Well, Quiet Canyon, you're right. The Diamondbacks have avoided a shutout. They have scored 1 run.
There it is. And so it begins.
It's the middle of the 6th. We'll see about that.
And so it begins.
Big George says Donnie got a guy fired from his job from the stuff he said on Twitter. I try to stay on his good side. Who are you talking about, Big George? Who got fired because of Donnie?
Yeah.
Vaguely remember that. Was it a guy on air or was it just another listener? Fish Tank has locked horns with him. I feel like Fish Tank's won that one. Harris's dad says, I'm a very nice, quiet gentleman with a smooth Southern accent. Until I get upset, then I turn into a raging redneck.
This is true. This is very true. He has a soothing Southern accent when he gets upset.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
cross
meet
them.
your parents, Triple H.
Oh, they're
Can't wait to meet them.
phenomenal people. Yeah.
I wish you could meet my parents, but they're both dead.
That's I'm sorry, Randy. Yeah, they're still dead. Still?
No, they're still dead.
Still?
Oh yeah. They won't be coming back. I don't believe. No.
Lost Toby says he needs to say cease being a homer. I don't
cease being a homer.
Seize?
Not stop.
No, it says seize. S-E-I-Z-E. Unless Lost Toby's voice text has betrayed him.
Yeah, it's betrayed him. He means cease being a homer, not stop being a homer.
Yeah.
Big George says it was Choro. Remember that?
Choro!
That's why Choro disappeared from Twitter and the show. I like Choro though. He was a troll too. That's what it was. 2 trolls went head to head. And I guess that's too bad about Choro.
Didn't you say Donnie was like married with a kid coming in the way or something?
Mm-hmm. He has another one on the way. Why?
Oh, wow. It's amazing.
He's out there costing people their jobs. Scratch Me Because says, isn't delusional Ralph's middle name? Should be.
No,
yeah.
Okay.
Although there are championships there.
What I was going to say was he's been a lifetime Dodger fan, a lifetime Kings fan, and a lifetime Laker fan. And for some reason, he betrayed his Rams and he became a Seahawks fan. And I don't remember what the big deal was. I can't remember if it was like whether it was a player or he liked the uniforms. I don't know what it was, but
yeah,
the Dodgers, Kings, and the Lakers have some championships.
Yep.
So I don't know how delusional that is.
He's not douchey about that at all.
No, very humble.
He's very very outspoken about his teams.
Right.
Moist One says, wait a second. He says, I used the no word in that Varsho text earlier, and my text still went through. I think it's because it has to be capitalized.
Oh, okay.
He said earlier, everyone stop what you're doing and go watch the catch Dalton Varsho just made.
Mm-hmm.
But it was lowercase. And maybe that's it. If there's a capitalization or every letter is capitalized, maybe that could do it. That's interesting. Don't risk it. Don't use that word.
What if you get on the text line, you enter hankering in all capital letters?
Yeah.
Probably nothing. Just
you put
hankering.
Like hankering. Will there be like a great food item be brought to your house by the text guys?
Oh, I'm hankering for that myself right now.
See?
Probably not going to happen. Though.
I'm hankering for a 6-pack of tacos.
Oh, sounds so good.
See what I'm saying?
So hungry.
Lost Toby thought Ralph's middle name was Bandwagon. Well, it's also that's probably more. That's probably more like it.
He's not a bandwagoner.
Oh no, yes he is.
Oh, he's not.
Oh my God, yeah.
Come on.
He'll have a team until they run out of teams.
Oh, come on, man. It was only the Rams.
Firefighter says, wow, stop it, guys. You're cracking me up over here. Well, that's kind of the job. So
that's what we do.
We refuse.
Here.
We're not stopping. If you pee yourself, that's on you.
Yeah,
that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Been there before. Yeah. Been there.
Usually that doesn't happen with men, though.
No.
Seriously, you've laughed so hard you peed, Harris?
Yeah, sometimes it does.
That's more of a girl thing. Stop, I'll pee.
Well,
dudes aren't saying that. Oh, look out, Benny, I'm going to whiz.
When older guys, they have the dribble. They have the
same
thing.
thing.
The older guys have the dribble.
Not the same thing.
When I was a child, it happened. When I was a man, days ago. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. When somebody says, I remember like it was yesterday, for Harris, it could only have been yesterday.
Before I grew this amazing mustache. Before I grew this amazing mustache.
Facial hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the undeserved confidence in that mustache. Oh my God!
You stand your ground.
That's a
darn
Gen
right,
Z trait
Randy.
right there.
Darn
Look
right.
at my amazing facial hair.
You know that scene in SpongeBob?
Normally, you got to find somebody collecting cans to get that kind of facial hair.
Wow.
You know that scene in SpongeBob where Dennis, the motorcycle guy?
No, because
you guys haven't
we've
seen the
had
SpongeBob
sex.
movie?
What?
Oh, SpongeBob movie's amazing.
No, I'm
It
not
is
watching the SpongeBob
fantastic.
movie.
I still watch SpongeBob sometimes. I'll be honest.
Okay,
2
listen,
hours
that's more for
later.
that's more for Harris to go. Dear diary, I watched the SpongeBob movie. I hope nobody ever finds out. That's where that should be.
Oh, I'm very vocal.
Right
about
now, it's
my
time for
love
me to do
and
this
admiration
before the
for
show is
SpongeBob.
over. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2006, NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue's final draft, and what was called a gift from heaven by head coach Denny Green, the Arizona Diamondbacks selected USC quarterback Matt Leinart with the 10th pick in the first round. The bust heard round the world. The dude made $18.8 million.
He sure did.
More than he ever should have.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
I would agree with that.
Here's his record in the NFL: 8 wins, 10 losses.
8 wins, 48 losses. Yeah, I could see that.
7 wins for the Cardinals, 10 losses.
Yeah. Well,
in his 7-year career.
I wonder why he didn't pan out because he was so doggone good at USC. It's baffling.
He had thunder and lightning in the
Like
back.
I told you.
Yeah,
He had a great defense.
Reggie
that year.
Bush and Lindell
What
White.
did I tell you the
Brian
other day?
Cushing there.
And he had an awesome offensive line.
DeAndre
So,
Jarrett. Oh, so many good O.
Not everybody's game makes it from college to the NFL. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
his is a
mine would.
glaring example of
I
it.
think mine would, but I still am waiting on my call. I still haven't.
Next year, Randy.
Randy's ready. He's been
Next
training.
year.
Ready at any
We'll try it
moment.
again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harris says, hey, by the way, Mom says you better shave that mug. She ain't messing around, Harris.
Wait, who said that?
Your dad.
My dad said that.
Shave that mug.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Your dad sounds like all man.
Yeah, he is.
Last
He is,
Optimist
man.
wants to know how much of that $18 million went up Matt Leinart's nose. Oh, did he have a problem with the
I don't know if he
nose
did.
candy?
I know Ryan Leaf did.
He was a bit of a party animal.
He was. Yeah. I know
Oh
that.
my, we blinked and it's over. The Pacers have removed the Bucks from the playoffs
Oh, man.
in overtime, 119 to 118.
It is going to be one interesting offseason
Yep.
for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Night, Giannis. Let's see what team you end up on next. Oh, he could come to the Suns.
For what? Why would he do that?
Ishbia would. Oh, he'll make it happen. He don't even care.
Would he pay the money?
Ishbia, hell yeah.
Yeah, even though he's in the second tax. Can they even do that?
He'll go to the
technically?
4th, 5th, and 6th tax bracket.
Yeah,
Ishbia don't care.
Ishbia wants to
Yeah,
win. Yeah, who knows?
All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
My best friend died suddenly, and now